following is a Dowling Catholic Sports presentation on Iowa Catholic Radio. Our coverage of Dowling Catholic Sports is underwritten by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, Dental Associates, Mercy One, the Catholic Tuition Organization, Skeffington's Formalware, and Bozen the Florist. Thank you for supporting Iowa Catholic Radio.
And good evening and welcome to high school football week number 9 here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network, live from Valley Stadium here in West Des Moines. It's Dowling taking on Waukee in the season finale, the regular season finale for both teams. Alongside Matt Mandring and John Chido, I'm Mark Hamadale. Welcome to tonight's game. We'll be joined by the CISN TV group at about the top of the hour. Right now, the pregame show here on Iowa Catholic Radio, Dowling and Waukee. Gentlemen, welcome. And, hey, it's hard to believe we've reached week 9, and we should all be in shorts tonight. John, you're going to be warming the sidelines, but what a night. Very nice and pleasant conditions for the folks that are listening or watching through the internet, maybe not around central Iowa. We had temperatures in the lower 80s today, and Matt, get the shorts out.
Yeah, it was quite a change from last week. I had almost needed toe warmers up here, and now we're back to where we were the 1st of September. So just a great night. You know, and one of the things that struck me this morning was I was walking into the school, and I could smell, and it's hard to believe in the middle of Des Moines, but I could smell the crop dust. I mean, I could smell the corn being picked, you know, and it is that time of year, and there's a certain freshness about that. Fall has arrived. Yeah.
I love fall, and just what you're talking about, the smells that you witness with fall weather and the leaves and the changes in the colors. It's my favorite time of year.
Well, all that said, gentlemen, it's senior night, and Dowling seniors, there's a lot of them. And Matt, as you guys know, I've been doing this over 40 years. 41 seniors for Dowling will be introduced and walk across the field. They better start soon because there's a lot to get to, and they'll be followed up by the dance and the cheer squads and all the support personnel. But this is senior night, so all the seniors will be recognized with their parents. And John, I'll go back to you. You've been through this once, twice now, going on, twice. So you know a little bit about this.
Yeah, I remember with Sophie, the first one I did, that was more emotional. And then as you do them, they don't get quite as emotional. But the last one will be the most, if that makes any sense.
It does. And Matt and I got a kick out of the one with Sophie because Matt, wasn't he doing some kind of dance routine? They had practiced secretly for about a month.
Yeah, I think that's going on again tonight, too. Now, Johnny, if they need a sub, I suppose you're up for that, aren't you?
And you'll be on the field, yeah.
That's when you pull a Judge Smells and your arm gets hit.
Yeah.
You can't go when you need a substitute.
Well, what's the over-under tonight and how many references that's going to be with that movie?
Yeah.
Well, it is an emotional night, as you know. It might get a little bit easier. I get that, but these Dowling seniors, and Matt, you know, you have a senior year program, and some of them have been maybe on the varsity for 4 years. Some maybe the last 2, maybe only this year going out. It's a very emotional time, but you want to recognize them as they move on because this will be their final regular season game.
You know, they've all committed a large chunk of their time, even if it only was for 1 year. I mean, the amount of time these young men put into this program is amazing, and it does create some certain bonds, and that carries over into the cheerleaders, the dance, and everything else, you know, as they go through things. But there's a certain culmination when it's your last senior, you know, it's your last home football game, and it'll be the last time they play out here, irregardless, since we'll play the playoff games at East. So this is the last time they'll run out here at Valley Stadium, and it's you got to cherish those moments.
Yeah.
And John, this tonight culminates the final regular season game, but the lower levels at Dowling finished up this week. I'll let you talk more about that, so I won't take that thunder away from you. But the lower levels finished up this week, and I'll let you take it from there.
Congratulations to Coach Wilkins. The freshman finished up 9-0 last night. They carried over from a 6-0 season as 8th graders. They went 9-0 as freshmen, and Coach Wilkins and his staff do a tremendous job, and they had a great season. That was fun to watch last night. Those kids cap off an undefeated season for the second year in a row.
Yep, they sure did. I know the JV team was done earlier, or they have one more game.
They have one game left
on Monday. Is that right? So
yeah.
They're done. And
you know, like what Matt was saying, you know, about being the last game, and I tell these kids when they're 8th grade, you know, this is your last 8th grade year game, and I'm sure the freshmen say it the same way, and it goes by so quick. And I said, once for 99% of the kids after their senior year, there is no more football, and you can't go like play other sports like baseball or basketball pickup games because no one's going to get helmets and shoulder pads and go play a pickup football game. So cherish every moment of it because it goes by so quick.
Certainly does, and that'll be, I'm sure tonight will be a lot of hopefully memories. We may see a lot of seniors maybe get into action if the game presents itself. But let's talk about the game. It's Waukee and Dowling. The Waukee Warriors, a year ago, they finished 2-7. Tonight, they're 4-4 and looking to make the playoffs. They've improved their record. They're coming off 3 straight wins, including a shutout last Friday night over a very fine Urbandale team who's looking to get in the playoffs also, 30-7. 35-0. Waukee lost to Urbandale a year ago. They beat Urbandale 35-7 last Friday night. And Matt, this is a team that's come in. They're playing physical. They're playing better. Coach Gabe Baker, the head coach at Waukee, was coached by Tom Wilson in his first year at Dyke New Hartford, and he was a 3-year starter for Coach Wilson at Dyke New Hartford. So he knows a little bit about Gabe Baker. Even though Gabe switched and played defensive back at Iowa State in his college days, he knows a little bit about what's going on and what it takes to run a program. So this is a quite interesting student versus coach.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about today, and as a coach, you're proud of how your kids that you've coached have gone on and to follow their passions and to do what you're doing, and so it is fun until the game starts, and then it's game on, so. It's been interesting to watch this Waukee team mature. You think about last year and the disarray of splitting the 2 groups, and admittedly, everyone thought the Waukee that we're playing tonight, Waukee, what I want to say, the old Waukee, was left with the cupboards a little more bare than Waukee Northwest, and the progression started, and it is continuing weekly. So give Coach Baker a ton of credit because they are now, now they are in a different place than they were at the start of the year.
No question about it. Now, you're talking about Waukee Northwest. They're also 4-4. Their record. They take on and host Urbandale. That's the other CISN game tonight. Besides our game here at Valley Stadium, Dowling and Waukee is also simulcasting with Iowa Catholic Radio CISN. And the third game will be the Valley Tigers at Roosevelt. Must win for both teams to Roosevelt to keep the playoff hopes alive. Valley needs one win to be in the top, maybe the 10 to 15 or 16 group. But a very important game, and that'll be our CISN games tonight. So folks that maybe are on YouTube or can bounce around and watch that. But it's amazing that both Waukee teams are now 4-4, Johnny. And you know a lot of what's coming up because you've played their youth and you know what's going to be in the varsity here in the next few years. But to have them both 4-4 and playoff hopes alive says a lot. Yeah,
it sure does. It just tells you the number of kids to pick from. That helps out tremendously, and it creates depth. And what Gabe Baker's doing over at Waukee and revamping the youth program a little bit. Their youth program's great. Northwest youth program is good, and that's what builds that foundation, and that's what's been successful for Dowling Catholic too, is the youth program, and it doesn't happen overnight, but it's a lot of work, and it happens over years, and you'll start seeing the success, and even though that they're split, like Matt said, they're both going to be competitive, and I see that for the years to come.
You're listening to the pregame show here on Iowa Catholic Radio. Tonight, our sponsors are Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, and Dental Associates. Mark Hamadale alongside Matt Mandering and John Chido. Let's go to the keys of the game before we go to Coach Tom Wilson, as I caught up with him earlier this week. And Matt will take the Waukee offense, led by the coach's son, Beckett Baker, a freshman quarterback, one of 2 freshmen that play a lot for Waukee. And he slung this that football around. He can also run the football against the Dowling defense tonight. And, Lucas Struck is one of the wide receivers for Waukee, an outstanding 2-way player. He'll wear number 7, also plays defense. And Peyton Betts is their leading tackler, but he's also one of their leading receivers. He's a 2-way player at receiver. The Warriors don't run the ball very well, but when they do, it's usually with the quarterback. And the matchup there with the Waukee offense against Dowling's defense, Matt.
It'll be interesting for the young kid to get out here against Dowling's defense. There's going to be a little jitters, and you're looking into the teeth of the monster right now because that defense has matured and is playing its best football. Coming off of last week's game, to take a very good Valley team and do what they did to them is something else.
Yes.
So Waukee's offense, obviously everything runs through Baker, and the thing about it, as a freshman, what's interesting is only 6 touchdowns, only 5 interceptions, so he takes care of the football, and over 1,000 yards passing. But as you said, he's also run for 138 yards, so he has a little running threat. I don't think he's probably the running threat that Provenza was last week. And so, whether or not they'll put a spy on him like they ended up doing with Hanton or not with Jimmy a little bit, I don't think that probably is the case here. But it's getting to him early and rattling him early, and then that'll be the thing. Let the young man get his confidence and play into the second quarter. Then it's going to be a ball game.
Yeah.
All right, Johnny, the Dowling offense against the Waukee defense. The Waukee defense has played very physical. I had a chance to watch the replay on CISN with the Waukee and Urbandale game last week we just talked about. But Logan Lofthouse, now he wears number 69 because he starts at left guard, but he's also their leading linebacker. And he, along with Struck and Betts, the leading tacklers, both safeties. You don't want to see your corners and safeties leading tackles, but Lofthouse, pretty good linebacker. And then Sonny Salkick, a nose tackle, a sophomore they're high on. He is their leading tackler for the down lineman. So the Dowling offense, and, it obviously goes through Jackson Smolik, a quarterback, making the right reads, putting the offense in the right position with the groupings he has. Remember, you sub – a couple of receivers and a tight end or 2 tight ends and a back or whatever. You got to make adjustments out of what Waukee's done. Jackson's done that this year for Dowling and has made the correct, calls. Your thoughts on the matchup?
Yeah, and Jackson, I think his best game was last week. And talking about that, the RPO game, and you're going to see a lot of that again tonight. Now, Waukee runs a 3-4 defense, and it looks like a 5-2 defense, the traditional old-school 5-2. But the one thing they do is they change up a lot of their coverages, and they do a lot of movement on that defensive line, and you have to have an attached tight end when you're going to run the football and identify what movements they're in, because you've blown one assignment up front and things happen in the back end for the quarterback. But I think you'll see a lot of running game, the RPO game. There might be more handing off because the read's not going to be there to throw it. This might be more running tonight. But I think if Jackson keeps doing what he's doing last week, he's already talented. And coming off that game last week with the reads that he made, it's going to continue to get better, and it's going to make this offense thrive even more.
All right, there you have it. There's our pregame notes. We come back, we'll catch up with head coach Tom Wilson about tonight's game, Dowling and Waukee. We'll also, throughout the night, talk a little about the playoffs and how that's going to be. We know Dowling's in. The Maroons will not be playing at Valley Stadium. They'll be playing at Williams Stadium. But their opponent, one of 4 or 5 teams. We'll speculate that. I know the Dowling math teachers kind of crunched some numbers, and it got back to me, and I'll put out what they said. These are your math teachers, Mr. Maynard, just so you know. I didn't get the department head.
I'm sure they were doing it on their free time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm sure they
let's
were.
Clarify that.
But we will.
I don't want to have to make any visits.
I might have been during conferences.
Well, that could be, yeah.
Might have been during
Way to cover for him. Way to cover.
We'll come back with all that. The pregame show continues. It's Dowling and Waukee at Valley Stadium here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
The permanent diaconate is an ancient and sacred ministry of service dating back to the time of the apostles. Deacons are ministers of charity, the word, and the altar. The church welcomes faithful to ask themselves if they're being called by God to serve the church through this commitment to holy orders. Men interested in learning about the role of deacons in the Diocese of Des Moines are invited to attend an informational meeting, which will include the requirements for admission into the deacon formation program and an explanation of the ongoing process of discernment to the diaconate. Email deacondesmoines@gmail.com for dates and locations. A message from Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and pre- and post-operative care. 515-440-4610. AshworthVision.com.
Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ every day with people like you.
Hi, this is Father P.J. McManus from the Diocese of Des Moines. Thanks for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
2, 1. Welcome back to the pregame show here on Iowa Catholic Radio. Mark Hamadil, now joined by head coach Tom Wilson. Coach, thanks for joining us. Congratulations on the win over Valley last week. And it's hard to believe we are at week 9, the final regular season game tonight.
Thank you, Mark. We certainly tell the kids that this moves fast, and it certainly has, and here we are.
Moves fast. We started when it was 100 degrees down at Central College back in the state baseball tournament, and here we are on a Friday night. Last week was probably the coldest night, temperature in the mid-40s by the time the game ended. But what a season it's been. It's hard to believe we're at week 9. I know you got to be happy. Number one, a year ago, you didn't know if you were going to be in the playoffs and where you were going to be. Now you know you're going to be one of the top seeds in the playoffs, regardless of tonight. So much has changed, but it's been quite a season. Hard to believe we've got 9 games in, and here we are going to have 9 games in, and you play Waukee again for the final game of district play.
Yeah, a game we're certainly looking forward to, and really proud of our kids up to this point, and we've got one more job to do in the regular season, and then go from there.
Well, Coach, you look back at last week, the Valley game. You led 28-3 at halftime, scored one more touchdown in the second half, won at 35-3. But it was kind of nip and tuck in the beginning. You led 7-0 in the first quarter. Valley responded early in the second quarter with a field goal, and then you just ran off 3 straight touchdowns to end the half. And what a job this group has done. They've really gelled together. They're doing things on both ends of the ball, including special teams.
Oh, they really have, and I've said it many times. I think our leadership has been really good, and I think this group has taken ownership of their destiny and of this team, and really proud of the fact of how we played last week. Came out and, that first offensive drive, marched it down the field, and as you mentioned, Valley answered later with a field goal, which was a really good stand by our defense, and then C.J. Phillip has the long run, and great job up front by our guys to spring him, and that kind of got the thing rolling for us.
Well, some outstanding plays, and you mentioned a little bit on the defense. We'll talk more about that because they had a tremendous night, holding Valley without a touchdown. First time you can remember that. But offensively, some outstanding catches. Jalen Thompson, your tight end, one of the over-the-shoulder catch. And I know he only had a couple catches that night, but that was a key for a first down. And then Bo Gamble, we thought he just played center field in baseball, and that was his big sport. He had one tremendous catch, and then right after he caught it, Coach, he put a move on the corner and scored the touchdown. So there were just some athleticism to go with being prepared.
No question. And, Jalen's catch was outstanding, and really he had turned his ankle the week before versus Ames, and we got him practicing a little bit more on Tuesday and then even more on Wednesday, and he gutted through it and obviously made a couple of nice plays, as you mentioned, a couple of catches. And really the catches by Bo, honestly, were great by him, but also fantastic by Jackson Smolik, and in that we had hit the deep out twice near Valley's boundary. We hit Jalen the first time, hit Trey the second time, and then we go to run it again, and they jump it. Jackson sees it, and he throws a laser, and Bo makes the play. So just, as you mentioned, good athletes making good plays.
Yeah, and the final one is the quarterback, Jackson Smolik. Look at a year ago that he was coming back for the Valley game. He came back and got that late game win, but he missed most of the season except for the first half of the Southeast Polk game in game 1. And boy, what confidence he has back there. I know he did a lot of stuff in the summer with the camps and got recognized and got recruited by Penn State. But now you start putting people and pressure against them. Some of those kids don't react very well. Jackson Smolik's reacting very well when he has pressure and just seeing the field on a given night.
Jackson's been fantastic, and really he's been what we all thought that he was going to be. And as you mentioned, he's battled the injury and was behind the 8 ball in terms of recruiting and getting noticed. But a great example of perseverance, and he's had a tremendous year. And he's certainly developed. He's worked hard, and he's really the ringleader for that offense. And it's been good that we've been able to run the ball and take some of that pressure off of him, but then that just makes our offense that much more effective.
And finally, Coach, in this segment, the defense, they hold Valley without a touchdown. They give up 3 points, and they had back-to-back shutouts there for a while, and they were really gelling. I mean, you had to start I look at sophomore Dylan Manning at linebacker. We're starting to call his name and number quite a bit, but Noah Seamer's in there, and they both share that spot. And depth and being able to rotate people up front and then linebackers in the corners, that's got to give your team a lot of confidence going to the postseason with the depth you developed this year.
Yeah, a lot of things have changed throughout the course of the year. Number one, we had changed schemes, and we were always an even front team forever, and we went to an odd front this year just because we felt it fit our personnel better. And, after week one, I was questioning that a little bit, but I think our kids have done a good job. Our coaches have really done a nice job of bringing everything along and everyone along. So, we've done some good things. I think we're going to have a lot of challenges that we're going to have to meet, but I think our kids have progressed and really done a nice job.
Head coach Tom Wilson joins me during the pregame show. It's Dowling taking on Waukee here at Valley Stadium on senior night for Dowling Catholic and Parents Night. We'll be back with more. Talk with Coach Wilson about tonight's opponent, the Waukee Warriors, who come to tonight's game with a record of 4-4 here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Whatever happened to the modern world? Hi, this is Cy Kellett, host of Catholic Answers Live. Join me on Saturday, December 10th at the Embassy Suites downtown for Iowa Catholic Radio's Dinner in December. I'll be speaking about what we can do to help recover a modern world fit for people. Plus, enjoy a fabulous meal and fellowship with your Iowa Catholic Radio family. Register today at iowacatholicradio.com, iowacatholicradio.com, and I'll look forward to seeing you on December 10th in downtown Des Moines.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Construction Professionals. Construction Professionals does remodeling and new construction. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. CPCustomHomes.com. Thank you, Construction Professionals, for supporting Iowa Catholic Radio.
Weekdays at 1 p.m., it's Dr. David Anders with Call to Communion. It's a live call-in show for non-Catholics and fallen away Catholics. Called to Communion on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network, connecting listeners with Christ.
Catholic Radio. Mark Amadale. Continue my conversation with head coach Tom Wilson. Tonight, Dowling takes on Waukee. It's week 9. Maroons come in with a record of 7-1. Waukee Warriors with a record of 4-4. And coach, it's senior night, and the seniors and their parents will be recognized along with the cheerleaders and support staff. And it's hard to believe. I'm sure you're looking at some of your seniors, and to date, we have 41 seniors listed on your program, plus the support staff. What a tremendous job! What a tremendous career! They've had a battle through COVID and all the partial seasons and the reschedules, and here they are stepping across the football field for one final regular season game.
It's really been a good group for us. Some kids that are very dedicated to their craft and great personalities in this group. It's been a lot of fun, and hopefully we can send them out the right way, but certainly proud of their accomplishments and what they'll do in the future.
Well, tonight's game with Waukee, again, this is the second year since they split. Last year this team was 2-7, but I'll tell you what, head coach Gabe Baker has done a tremendous job. They're 4-4. Win or lose, they have a shot at the playoffs, and that's all you can ask, especially in their second year of reorganizing the school system there. And their offense is led by the coach's son, who's a freshman, Becker, and their defense, I think their nose tackle and one of their safety as their leading tacklers, they do a pretty good job for not having a two-platoon football. They're still going to play guys both ways, but they've gotten better, and they've knocked off some pretty good teams, namely Urbandale last Friday night.
Yeah, they've done a really good job. They've won 3 in a row, and I think that as you watch them on film throughout the course of the year, it's very noticeable the improvement they've made in the program. And obviously Gabe I know very well, and I'm really proud of what he has done, and obviously having his son as the quarterback has been there and done that, and it brings a lot of enjoyment and also a lot of challenges, but I think he can be really proud of his team.
Coach, as we get into Week 9 and Waukee, who does this team remind you of, if any, that you've played this year? And obviously, and that's on the offensive side and the defensive side. What's Waukee remind you of?
Well, with their improvement, they've changed throughout the course of the year, and obviously having a freshman quarterback brings its challenges. But Beckett's done a nice job with that, and they've tried to establish the run to help him out, and use several different guys to be able to run the football, including the quarterback himself. They have some playmakers on the outside, and they'll certainly throw the ball with him, and I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a couple of trick plays. They really don't have a lot to lose here, and much to gain. So I think that part of it's going to be a challenge. Really, their defense is opportunistic. I think they created several turnovers against Urbandale last week. Seems like they've been doing that quite a bit the last few weeks. They play hard, and I think that defensive line is formidable. They're going to bring a lot of pressure to our offense, a lot of blitzing. In that regard, I would think, Johnston, City High type, where they'll stand coverage and bring the heat and see if we can block them or see if Jackson can find receivers.
Well, Coach, as we go into the senior night, last regular season game, you kind of look forward towards next week. And for Dowling, there will be a next week, and more than likely you're going to host a game. You may want to, if you want, let our listeners know what that's going to be up against with Week 10 in the first round of the playoffs. But also, congratulations. This will be your 23rd appearance in the postseason as a head coach. I know you were at some place called Dike, New Hartford, and a few other eastern Iowa schools before you got here. But Dowling, this will be their 45th appearance in the postseason. So what a traditional program this has always been, and it still is. And thanks to you, it's continued that way.
Well, it's been a pretty good run, and it was a great program before I got here, and fortunately we've had a great 18 years here, and certainly happy to be back in the postseason. As far as next week, what is going to happen. We have some guesses of who opponents could be if we would take care of business tonight, but we've been right some and wrong some. But we know that if we host, it will be at Williams Stadium, home of Grandview and Des Moines East, and we'll play all our home playoff games there. All
right, Coach. Well, thanks for joining with us again this week. Best of luck tonight on senior night. Congratulations to those seniors. Hard to believe. I think this is the largest class that I can remember. 41 seniors are going to cross the field tonight with their parents and their families. So that's awesome. And thanks again, Coach.
All right, thank you.
That's head coach Tom Wilson joined us here on the pregame show. It's Dowling and Waukee from Valley Stadium as we had pregame introductions with the seniors on this Dowling football team. 41 were introduced. We're going to take a break and come back. But first, our pregame prayer, along with a word from Dr. Dan Ryan. And we'll have kickoff Dowling and Waukee coming up here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Hi, this is Dr. Dan Ryan, president of Dowling Catholic High School. Welcome to another season of exciting Dowling High School football. We are proud to be partners with Iowa Catholic Radio, not only broadcasting football, but also being partners in preparing Christ-centered leaders for life. Go Maroons.
Hello, my name is Father Reed Flood. Let us pray together for the coaches, players, and trainers for this athletic competition this evening. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Heavenly Father, we thank you for all your gifts. We ask that you bless all those involved in this athletic competition this evening. We ask that you keep them safe and that they show good sportsmanship. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen. Saint Sebastian, pray for us. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
And welcome back to Valley Stadium in West Des Moines on senior night. Dowling and Waukee tonight, week 9. Dowling Catholic, the number 1 seed in the RPI ratings. They're with the record with 7-1, Waukee at 4-4, and they are ranked 15th as they take the top 16 in the postseason. Mark Amadale, Matt Mainring, and I'm going to go down the field right away. It's not John Chido, but it is Rod Hagen, one of the Dowling parents of, the starting nose tackle, Carson Hagen. And, Matt, we know all about the Hagen family. He's done this once before with his older son, Greg, if you remember.
Yeah,
and
great kids.
And, Rod, can you hear me? And, first of all, congratulations to you and your family on another one getting through Dowling Catholic.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Yeah, it's exciting, senior night, and it's emotional, to see all these kids on the senior squad here that I coach, 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, and to watch them, grow up and be men, and it's exciting.
Well, it sure is. I know it's emotional for you, but wait, you've got wrestling season to get through, too. You're going to have this again, so you should be experienced.
Oh, that's an emotional one, too, so, yeah.
Well, Rod, when we had you on a few years ago when Greg graduated, now he's having an outstanding career at Grandview. Talk about, what it's like to send a second kid through Dowling. You have another one coming in 8th grade who will be enrolled next year as a freshman. Talk a little about our parents out there and speak to them before we go to kickoff.
It's just a great school. It's a great program, obviously, in the athletics. But what they do for you to prepare you to go to college and to grow up and to be an adult. And it starts, in our 8th grade program. I mean, it really does. And we're preparing them for the next level. And they continue to prepare them all the way through. And, when they're ready to graduate, they're ready to go on and, live life and do whatever they're going to do at that.
Listen, Rod, we appreciate having you on. I know we're getting set for kickoff, but if something happens to Chido, would you chime in once in a while?
Oh, maybe.
All right. That's Dowling Catholic senior parent Rod Hagen talking about his son Carson, one of the, you just pull a parent out of the field, and we start off and Dowling kicking off and defending the south end zone, and Waukee fields the ball, and they have to fall on it because of the pursuit by Dowling. 1st and 10 Waukee at the 6-yard line as we're underway, right, as we are simulcasting with CISN.TV. Mark Amadale, Matt Mandring, John Chido. You just heard from Rod Hagen, one of the Dowling parents of our Dowling Noseman. So we got a lot of catch-up to do, and we'll get that with starting lineup stuff. But poor field position.
Carson, Carson, just a couple words. I ran across him like 5 times this week, and then today in class 2, and great kid, going to be a great leader, far beyond high school.
No question about it. And on first down, a handoff goes to the tailback, and that's Niall Eddy. And he gets from the Waukee 6, maybe a couple yards. They're going to spot him down up near the 9-yard line. So give him 3, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 7 for Waukee. Their offense is led by the freshman quarterback, Beckett Baker, a 5'10", 175-pound freshman wearing number 16. Goes with 3 receivers left, one to the right, one back in the backfield, high snap. And the give is to the tailback. He eludes a tackle, breaks it, and he's got a first down. He crosses the 20 and up near the 23-yard line. So just like that, Waukee gets out of a hole that they dug for themselves in the early going and a first down. And it's Grant Gamble back there at tailback as Eddy has been nicked up with a groin injury, and Gamble gets the start.
Gamble made a couple nice plays in the backfield, eluded 2 tacklers in the backfield, escapes, and pops the big gain, because Waukee, that's the last thing you want. If you're going to try and pull the upset, you don't want to start at 6-yard line, but they dug out of the hole there.
So it's first down, Waukee, and now Baker, a little swing pass to the left side, or to the near side, and it's caught, but a short gain by the tight end Charlie Cross, who's also the fullback on their alignment. Cross, a 6'2 junior, with the catch, and no gain, maybe a loss in a play, a loss of 1.
Yeah, Manhattan right there on the play and was able to grab him around the shoulders and throw him out of bounds as they tried to do a quick little swing pass out to the right side, out by the numbers.
So to bring up 2nd and 11, Waukee. The line of scrimmage at Dowling 22 underway. Waukee, the visiting team, in their road white uniforms, blue numbers, and a handoff goes to Gamble, and he's hit by the right side of the Dowling defense as they try to run left, and a loss of maybe a yard back to the 21-yard line. So it'll bring up 3rd down and 12 for the Warriors.
Dylan Manning coming off the bottom of that pile, getting the start inside, the young sophomore, 6'1", 180, comes in and stops that play up for another loss and or no gain, and now Waukee's in a hole.
Back to throw is Baker, rolls to his left. the right-hander looking downfield, fires it out, and the pass is caught, and it's up near a first down after the catch. Great job by Baker. Bought some time and finally found a receiver downfield, and that was number 19 on the reception.
Some laundry on the field.
And a penalty flag down. Nice catch by Peyton Betts. He's also their leading tackler on defense, but this is all coming back, Matt.
Yeah, I think Baker was able to escape the pocket because of a hold on the edge out there, and he got around the corner, did a nice throw on the run, and to no avail.
So they'll mark it off, a 10-yard penalty. They're going to mark this off from the 13-yard line. So this will be 3rd and long coming up for Waukee. The Warriors with their left tackle is Will Stobie. He is their most experienced left tackle. The left guard is Logan Lofthouse, number 69. The center is Jimmy Ware. The right guard is Henry Tomlinson. And the right tackle is David Suvanseveth. Charlie Cross, Peyton Betts, Lucas Stroth, and Tariq Alley are the receivers. Back to throw on 3rd and 27 as Baker fires the ball out, and the pass is caught on a comebacker by Peyton Betts, but shy of the first down. It'll bring up 4th down right at the 15-yard line, and the Warriors will punt on 4th down back to the, putting the ball back to the 7-yard line. Is that right, Matt?
They said the ball was incomplete.
Okay, so
the pass was incomplete.
That'll move it back.
Yeah,
all right.
So they'll be back and kind of back where they started from with this drive.
Yes, it was. They started at the 6 and they punt from the 7. So the incompletion after the penalty, 4th and 27 for Waukee in the Valley end zone, I should say, the north end zone. Here's the snap, a left-footed kick by the punter Drew Hurlbert, averaging 35.5 yards. It's fielded by Dowling, and that is Trey Wilson at the 40. And tries to get outside, gets it down to about the 35, and that's where Dowling will start. 1st and 10 from the Waukee 35, 9:44 to play, first quarter. And it's no score, Dowling and Waukee on senior night. Let's go down to the Dowling sideline. That is where John Chido is at. Now, Johnny, I think you have the reins from Rod Hagan. Take it away.
Yeah, I do. And
great job by Rod, by the way.
Yeah, he does a great job. And, that just tells you this last drive, penalties it just hurts you. You get that one holding penalty, puts you behind the chains. And I will say, for a freshman, Beckett Baker being able to roll out and be able to throw on the run is truly doing a good job.
All right, Smolik back to throw on 1st down. He fires it out, and it's caught on the right flat and out of bounds on the far sideline with the catch by Dowling, and that is by the tailback, C.J. Phillip. Now, sometimes Dowling starts C.J. Phillip and Rashad Javis, both in the backfield, or maybe one of them as a receiver, Matt.
They were both in the field on that play. They were both out there, and now both of them come off, and they go empty. But a nice play there by C.J. Phillip, nice catch.
So it'll bring up 2nd down and 5. The ball down to the Waukee 30-yard line. On the 5-yard catch, back to throw. Smolik in, fires it near side, and it's caught by Cooper Nicholson, and he gets down as far as the 23-yard line. It's a gain of 7. It should be enough for a first down, and it is.
Yeah, that's that timing between Smolik and Nicholson that is tough to beat, and got him right on the turn. The ball's in the air as he plants and turns and catches the ball, and Waukee did a good job because Cooper Nicholson can get away from that first tackle, and they sealed him up right there.
All right, the Maroons with a first down at the Waukee 23, no score. The handoff is to Phillip, right side, finds a hole, still on his feet, and dives near the 15-yard line, so he may have picked up nearly 8 yards. We're going to spot his knee down at the 16, so a gain of 7 and 2nd and 3 for the Maroons, and that was a great burst by Phillip over the offensive line on the right side. Center Max Shelton, Nate Agos the right guard, and George Nahas the right tackle, Matt.
Yeah, it was, and he came off hobbling in the play before, and you wonder, he came out of the backfield strong there and had a nice strong run for CJ as the Maroons are moving the ball down the field.
2nd down and 3 for Dowling. Handoff Phillip, this time sweep to the right. Cuts inside, first down inside the 10, and finally brought down at the 8-yard line, where it'll be 1st and goal Dowling at the Waukee 8. A gain of 8 for C.J. Phillip. Also in there for Dowling on the offensive line, Kyle Rockers at left tackle. Cade Batterton is the left guard. We mentioned Max Shelton at center. Tight ends are Jalen Thompson and Danny Nielsen. And the guys that do the dirty work, the utility, Hunter Crutchlow and Ben Hoover, we'll see them in the mix also.
And just like that, you say that, and Hunter Crutchlow is on the field right now as he sneaks up in there behind the offensive line.
He plays that fullback spot, or off guard, if you will. Handoff Phillip, and he stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Good penetration by the Waukee defensive line, let's talk about them. The up front for Waukee, number 74, Will Stobie, is a 6'4", 255-pound junior. He's fifth in tackles. Sonny Salkick, the nose tackle. That'll be a battle with Shelton there. 6'1", 235-pound sophomore. And Barrett Wilcoxon is the other defensive tackle for the Warriors. Defensive end is Grant Gamble. He's also a linebacker, 6-foot sophomore. Cam Johnston, Logan Lofthouse, and Malachi Curvey are the linebackers. Cornerbacks are Bryce Hoskinson and Caden Ivory, and Lucas Struck and Peyton Betts are the safeties. So it'll bring up second and goal Dowling on the Waukee 8. Maroons now with two receivers left, one to the right. Jackson Smolik out of the shotgun, back to throw, looks, now wants to run and dances around, bounces off tackles, fires in the back of the end zone, caught and tipped away, incomplete. It was, I should say, nearly caught, but incomplete, and that was Jalen Thompson. I'll tell you what, if Jalen can't catch it, that thing is.
That was high. Yeah.
Jalen goes 6'4", 6'5" with cleats on, and nearly made it come back down in bounds.
Yeah, he jumped in the air to tip it almost back to himself as Jackson was basically throwing it where only Jalen had a chance to catch it, which was a smart play by him in the back corner of the end zone.
All right, it'll bring up third and goal Dowling. The line of scrimmage of Waukee 8. Empty backfield. Here's Smolik, back to throw. Being chased in the pocket, fires in the back of the end zone. Caught, touchdown, right inside the pylon, and that is Bo Gamble. And I'll tell you what, did Jackson Smolik buy himself some time doing the dance back there and finally avoid the tackle. We'll see here on the replay on the CISN, Matt.
Right before the play starts, they come with a corner blitz,
yes,
and they got picked up in the backfield. I don't know if that was Crutchlow or if that was C.J. Phillip, but they came with a corner blitz, gets picked up. Smolik slides up, hits Gamble. Dowling's up 7-0 with the extra point.
And the extra point is good by Andrew Schumacher on the hold by Jack Jepson. The snap by Carson Hagan. And Dowling leading 7-0, 6:46 remaining first quarter from Valley Stadium on a beautiful night, week 9 of the high school football season on CISN and Iowa Catholic Radio.
Did you know you have a choice in your child's education? Smaller class sizes, dedicated teachers, a sense of community, and a caring learning environment. Whether it's in the classroom or at home, Diocese of Des Moines Catholic Schools deliver the best value in education, and we offer tuition assistance to help you afford it. Learn more about how the Catholic schools in the Des Moines Diocese might be the right choice for your child. Visit dmdiocese.org/schools.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Dental Associates, addressing your smile needs and dreams. 515-225-6742. Des Moines-DentalAssociates.com. Thank you, Dental Associates, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ every day with people like you.
Hi, this is Jim Lyons from St. Francis of Assisi Parish in West Des Moines. Thanks for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
And we're back here at Valley Stadium. The kickoff by Dowling. Caden Ivory on the return for Waukee, and he tries to go return left and gets it up to the between the tackles, and Matt Moore comes down and makes a stop. Waukee starting 1st and 10 from their own 9-yard line, so they haven't had great field position. Their own 6 and now their own 9, and now we've got.
They're going to back up a little more.
And the penalty on Waukee. Let's go down to John Chido. Johnny, that Waukee drive was set up by pretty good defense by the Maroons. They force Waukee to punt from their own 7-yard line. Dowling takes over from their own Waukee 35, and they go 6 plays and 35 yards for the score, and a great job by Jackson Smolik to avoid pressure.
Yeah, he was running for his life there, and he broke the pocket, and that was a corner blitz, like Matt said, and they left the number 1 receiver, which was Bo Gamble, alone, and Jackson was able to find him, and that's by him being able to break the pocket and make that throw.
So Waukee starts on their own 4-yard line, and they go with the handoff on first down. Thanks, Johnny, for that sideline report. And getting back maybe to the line of scrimmage, losing a yard back to the 3. It'll bring up 2nd and 11 was the starting tailback tonight, and that's Grant Gamble in for Niall Eddy at this juncture.
He was lucky to get out of the end zone, and I couldn't tell if it was Carson Hagan or not, but he was in trouble in the end zone and did escape, get out a couple yards, and Waukee's got their back against the wall right here.
Again, that Dowling drive, 6 plays, 35 yards, and now Handoff again, and this time, does he get out of the end zone? Nope, they're going to put it on the 1-yard line. But as you mentioned, Matt, Dowling penetrating with their defensive line, and that was led by their one of their linebackers, I believe, number 56 for the Maroons, in on the chase, and that was Ralston Rumley, at nose tackle, tackling him at the 1.
And Joe Hughes in there from that linebacker position, like you said, and they've got. They're in trouble right here.
Somebody's ears are pinned back.
Yeah, they are right now.
In the presence of the maroon shirts, Dowling in the maroon and white pants, white helmets, Waukee in their all-white uniforms with blue helmets. Back to throw Baker from the back of the end zone. Fires over the middle, and the pass is caught at the 20-yard line. Great reception that time by the Warriors as on a little crossing pattern. He finds his tight end that time. Good job by Baker. He finds Charlie Cross.
That was impressive right there because he was throwing into Dowling brought 2 extra. So they start with the 3 down linemen. They walk 2 more guys up, so they're bringing 5. And they hit 36. Charlie Cross on a crosser, and great play.
Enough to give Waukee a first down at the 20-yard line as the play goes for 19 yards. And now from the 20, a pass is complete down the far sideline, and another first down for the Warriors. They go from their own 1-yard line nearly to midfield as he's run out of bounds at the 45.
Nice play there. Is a good ball fake on that, and Jake Anderson comes up and makes the play for the Maroons, and a good ball fake there by Baker because he had fooled the defense and then rolls out to his left, which for a right-handed quarterback is a tough throw. And hits his kid, Cross again in stride.
All right, back to throw Baker. First down from his own 45, fires it out, and it's caught right at midfield. Nice reception as Waukee keeps running left, and they're passing left, and it might be their big tight end on the catch, Oliver McClug.
They're going to that short side of the field, and that almost looked like a jump pass from Baker as he's trying to avoid the Dowling rush there as he flipped the ball over the defender's head and into the hands. They're moving right now. The confidence is up by this Waukee offense.
Maroons lead it 7-0. We're approaching the 4-minute mark of the first quarter. Now Baker on the read option, and he keeps the football, dives forward, and he's finally wrestled down by Dowling Catholic's Matthew Hanton, and they're going to spot him down to the 46, a gain of 3.
Gain of 3, and as you said, Matt Hatton on the stop there as Baker kept the ball, fake pass, and then more or less quarterback draw on that play. I think that was a design draw, it looked like, and Manhattan read it, gets up there and stops it, and here's a big 3rd and 1.
Waukee at the Dowling 46. Warriors going left to right. Quarterback sneak by Baker, and he's got the first down. They're going to spot him down right at the 44 of Dowling, gain of 2. Mentioned up front for Waukee, left tackle to right tackle is Will Stobie, Logan Lofthouse, Jimmy Ware, Henry Tomlinson, and David Suvansaveth.
They're taking it to this defense right now, and the strength of the Maroons has been their defense over the last 5 weeks, and offensively they've been doing a lot of good things. That defense has been really solid, and Waukee's showing some life here.
They were very physical with Urbano's, we found out. Handoff goes to the tailback, and that's Bryce Hoskinson in there. He goes around left end. He's got the first down, turns upfield, stays inside the numbers. First down Waukee at the Dowling 31, a gain of 13.
A big hit by Justice Williams there at the end of that play, but not after. They went off tackle on the left side. They pulled the tackle and that slot back or wing back, whatever you want to call it, and let up the hole, and big gain there for the Warriors.
13-yard gain, first down Waukee at the Dowling 31. One back in the backfield, they give it to him, and the handoff once again goes to Hoskinson. We still haven't seen their starter in there, Niall Eddy, but Hoskinson, big chunky yardage there all the way down to Dowling 22 as they go right over left guard and center.
Hoskinson, the senior, is having a great night running through the middle, and right now they're taking it right to the heart of the defense for the Maroons, and they're blocking things up well. They're showing different formations and doing a lot of pulling and creating creases for Hoskins.
Gain of 9, so it's 2nd and 1 Waukee, and they give it this time an inside handoff, and Dowling stacks up the pile. And let's see which tailback got in there because they've been interchanging Hoskinson and a few others. But
I believe it was Hoskinson again. No, Sam. It's hard to read.
Peyton Betts maybe got the handoff, but nonetheless down to the Dowling 20.
No, that's Nialetti in there right now.
That's his first appearance tonight. Now he's been battling the groin injury. He is their leading rusher, and last week in the win over Urbandale, he didn't play till the third quarter. They were trying to rest him and get him some snaps. So it's 3rd and 2. Waukee. The ball's on the Dowling 23, a loss of 1.
Snap over the head.
And Dowling's got it, it looks like. They're signaling they do, and apparently they do. The Maroons come away with it, and it appears that number 41 at the bottom of the pile, Jimmy Wanek, comes up with it.
Jimmy Wanek, I believe it's, and then Joe Hughes got the ball.
Okay,
so
Hughes
Joe
got the ball.
Hughes got the ball for the Maroons. A bad snap, or it went off. It looked like Baker just kind of took his eyes off it for a little bit. It hit him in the hands, and Joe Hughes is right there to jump on it and take advantage of the ball on the turf.
Well, there you go, John. The first turnover of the night the Dowling defense comes up with.
Yeah, at a crucial time there, too, with Waukee moving the ball as they were. And I don't think Baker was ready for that snap and because he was still calling some signals when that ball was snapped back to him.
Good point. It's first down Dowling at their own 32-yard line. 7-0 Maroons here on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN. The Maroons back to their running game. They give it to Rashad Davis, and he goes from his own 32 up near the 40. They're going to spot him shy of the 40 at the 39. Gain of 7 will bring up 2nd down and 3. And Rashad found a little seam on the right side as Dowling interchanges their tailbacks. C.J. Phillip got the start. Now Rashad Davis, a sophomore, in there.
Yeah, and Rashad is ready to roll, and he has got some energy pent up. And as C.J. Phillips seemed like he got the bulk of the carries last week, who's got the hot hand, and Rashad's ready to prove himself.
Different formation here. Backs behind the guards and the handoff, and
that's the second time we've seen Smolik under center.
Yes, and the tailback that time.
That's Cataldo in there. No, it isn't. No, it's Smolik in there yet. He was under center.
Yes, he was.
For the second time tonight.
And Johnny, I'm going to bring you in. Matt doesn't remember this. That looked a little bit like wing T going on.
Yeah, it's a tight bunch with the wing back offset, and that's the fullback, and it's a jet play. So they do that under center, and Smolik will kind of kick his leg, and he gets a running start. And it's one of these sets that Dowling has installed throughout the year, and they're showing it tonight.
Well, the coach showing his student. Coach Wilson showing his student over there, Gabe Baker, the head coach at Waukee, a new play that we haven't seen. Handoff for Rashad Davis. First down and more. Down the near sideline. He's got one tackle or one man to beat. Down the near side. Here goes Rashad inside the 10. Makes a move at the 5. Touchdown, Rashad Davis. How about that? 59 yards on the run, Matt.
What a cutback. He got away a couple times, and then he juked a couple people there towards the end and made it in. It was a great run and up the middle. And the kid has such an acceleration and can get sideways.
Watch him start and stop and start.
I mean, he runs his feet well, gets around, found the end zone.
Unbelievable. Extra point now by Schumacher. The kick is up, and it is good. So Dowling now taking advantage of a Waukee turnover. Picked a fumble by Joe Hughes, recovered by Dowling, and they go down and score 14-0 Dowling. And that's the final play of the first quarter. We'll be back with the second quarter after this 1-minute break here on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN.
It is never too early to explore what Dowling Catholic School has to offer. Families and students of all ages are invited to the Dowling Catholic Annual Open House on Sunday, November 6th. Prospective students and their families have the opportunity to learn about Dowling Catholic's academic programs, student life and activities, faith formation, school culture, and athletics. Join Dowling for student-led tours of the campus, a parent panel discussion, and the opportunity to meet the Dowling Catholic faculty and staff. There will be a tuition assistance representative available to answer your questions. Learn more at dowlingcatholic.org. A message from Iowa Catholic Radio. Support for Iowa Catholic Radio comes from Mercy One, your expert circle of personalized care for all your health needs. With more care locations than anyone, your best life is their one purpose. Find your doctor at mercyone.org.
Weekdays at 5 p.m., it's Catholic Answers, a live call-in program to offer Catholics and non-Catholics a chance to talk with world-class apologists and theologians. Catholic Answers, live on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network, connecting listeners with Christ.
Listener-supported Iowa Catholic Radio, 1150 AM KWKY Des Moines, 94.5 FM K233BT Des Moines, 88.5 FM KIHS Adel. Online anytime at iowacatholicradio.com.
All right, we're back here at Valley Stadium. Senior night for Dowling Catholic. Here is the kickoff by the Maroons. Andrew Schumacher boots it to the far side, fielded at the 10, and Waukee on the return gets it across the 20 and up near the 25-yard line where the Warriors will start after the return. As Dowling goes on that drive, just 3 plays, which started back at the 32-yard line. So 3 plays, 68 yards, capped off by Rashad Davis' 59-yard touchdown run. Let's go down to John Chido on the Dowling sideline. Johnny?
Watching Rashad be able to change speeds like that it's a special gift to have, and be able to make cuts that quick. And he made a cut that you guys mentioned that was just unbelievable watching it up close.
Yeah, we were able to watch the replay, and that was something special too. Now the Warriors with the first down.
The word that comes to mind for me is electric. Hey, that kid is that's a run, and his acceleration through the line there, Johnny. I mean, it was fun to watch.
It is. It truly is, and it was
there's
all
the ball
bunched
over
in.
the head.
Another bad snap by Waukee as their center and quarterback are having trouble with the exchange. The center is Jimmy Ware, the 6'1", 305-pound junior, and he snapped it over the head of his quarterback, Beckett Baker. But Baker this time falls on top of it. And, Matt, that's something they got to get fixed, or they're going to be really behind the 8 ball against Dowling.
Well, they're going to call a foul here, a penalty here, I believe, on Dowling for jumping on top of Baker after he covered the football. That's the only thing I can think of right now that they threw the flag for.
So they'll move the ball. The line of scrimmage was a 26, and then Baker fell on the fumble at the 20, and that's where everybody's standing right now. We haven't seen any indication of what they may or may not do. A couple things we want to mention. Our supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio include Skeffington's Formal Wear, the Catholic Tuition Organization, and Mercy One. You joined us late. It's senior night for Dowling Catholic. 41 senior football players along with their support staff, cheerleaders and coaches all participating tonight. Now personal foul, they're whistling against Dowling Catholic.
Yeah, that's a tough break there for the Maroons after the mistake by Waukee is they get a loose ball and Baker jumps on the football, and then the Dowling player jumped on top of him, and so they thought it was a little late. They had blown the whistle, and so 15-yard penalty against the Maroons.
So first down, or second and 1 rather, Waukee at the 35. Baker on the read option, he keeps it, and he's up near the first down, cross the 35, and they're going to give it to him at the 36-yard line, so a gain of 1. Our officials tonight, Mike Lord from Des Moines, Michael Lawler from Nevada, Chris Thomas from Des Moines, Tyler Eason from Grimes, and Jeff Junker from Grimes. We appreciate them being here tonight and keeping law and order on the field. And it'll be a first down Waukee on the carry by Baker.
Let's see if Waukee can get some of the momentum back that they had in that last drive, and that they were moving the ball until the fumble in that previous drive.
Here's the snap, and the give is, Baker keeps the football. He might have been better off passing it, and now he finally does. Catch is made to Grant Gamble, who he faked the handoff to, Matt, and finally found Gamble near side, and it's caught right about the 48-yard line, a gain of 12 and a first down.
He does a really good job of extending plays, does Baker, and he's able to keep that thing alive. And
almost gave it to him. Now he'll throw it to him.
Yeah, and Rumley's going, I'm going to get you, and he throws it off a unbalanced throw and throws it to the guy he did fake it to, like you said, Mark, and big first down for Waukee.
From their own 48. Here's Baker back to throw, now being chased by Hughes. Rolls to his right, now will keep it. Cuts up against the numbers and finally hit and dropped at the Dowling 45-yard line. He took a shot there at the end.
He did.
As the Maroons were chasing him around, and he gets right back up, the freshman Gabe Baker. Talked to his dad yesterday, the head coach, and I said, is he driving yet? He says, no, I got to drive him all over the place, and I need him to grow a little bit and get bigger. But he got, down to the 45 of Dowling, gain of 7.
Yeah, Jimmy Wanek on the stop for the Maroons as they line up.
Here's Baker again out of the shotgun. The give is to the tailback. And this time that is Grant Gamble, and he's got a first down. Once again, Waukee driving inside the 35 down to the Dowling 34, a gain of 11.
They have found a way to block up our front and right now that is gaining yards in big chunks. As Gamble right there gets a big set of yards, and the Warriors have moved the ball effectively on offense.
So to bring up first and 10, Waukee. The ball at the Dowling 34-yard line. 3 receivers split out left. 1 back in the backfield for Waukee. And the quarterback, Baker. The give is to the tailback. It's a matter of which one's back there, and he's hit and drop right at the line of scrimmage for little or no gain on the play, and that was Bryce Hoskinson, who is basically the third-string tailback, and he picked up no gain. They're going to call maybe one to the 33 of Dowling.
You'd say Baker's a freshman, but at this point, he's just like a sophomore. He's got as many games in him. You know, this is his 9th football game as a starting quarterback, and he's got a lot of football under his belt now.
Baker back to throw, fires it right. It's caught and run out of bounds after a quick hitter on the far side by the Warriors. And on the reception, that was Charlie Cross, the tight end. They've featured that tight end quite a bit tonight.
The timing on that play was really good as he hit him right out of his break and onto the sideline there where only he can hit it. And that's a great play, great timing play by Baker and the tight end.
All right, it is 3rd and 4 now for Waukee. The line of scrimmage is the Dowling 28. Pretty nice drive by the Warriors. That play picked up 5 yards. Here's a snap. Baker will keep it. Runs the option, fakes the pitch, keeps it, and he's up near a first down. They're going to spot him just shy at the 25. Needed to get to the 24, and this will bring up 4th and 1 and decision time for head coach Gabe Baker. You go for it, field goal. You got one of the best kickers in the state. I don't think we talk much about him, but when you have one of the best kickers, maybe you don't hesitate to put points on the board. What do you think, Coach?
You don't hesitate and you go for it. It's 4th and short, and the last time they did this, they did a quarterback sneak. And so we'll see if they try to get him up under center again and get that yard that way.
Yeah, a bunch of formation.
The ball went on the ground.
And no matter what
happens,
it's going to lose a yard back to the 30 or the 26-yard line. Loss of 3. And terrible things have happened to Waukee when they've been knocking on the door of the Dowling end zone. And another turnover, this one on downs as the quarterback recovered the fumble.
Yeah, it was a little mishandled snap in there, and we'll see it on the replay, and Baker never got it clean. They did get a little push, and it looks like they might have been able to get to the first down. It's hard to say, but he got it swallowed up right away as he covered the football up.
So that 6-play drive by Waukee, it stalls out at the Dowling 25. John Chido, when you have a center who's used to working out of the shotgun, when you go under center, that's a different element that they're not used to. I know they practice it, but it certainly didn't get into the feel of the game.
Yeah, and they have to change the way they're snapping the ball because some guys pick it up and kind of pull it from the top, and then when you're going to the center, you're laying the ball flat. And if you forget to do that in the moment there and there's bad communication, things like this happen.
All right, Dowling now with a first down from their own 25-yard line. Dowling leading 14-0. 7:55 remaining here in the second quarter from Valley Stadium in West Des Moines. Mark Amadale, Matt Mandering, John Chido. And, Matt, we'll get to you after this play. Two receivers to the right for Dowling. Pistol formation to give us the tailback. And exploding through there, C.J. Phillip. And he picks up the first down shy of the 40 right at the Dowling 38.
Yeah, 1st and 10 there. Smolik hit Gamble on the outside the numbers there for a quick out and quick 5 yards. And then on second down here, it's C.J. Phillip right up the middle as the middle of that line as Batterton and Shelton and Agos just sealed it up and got a crease in there for CJ, and he explodes for the first down.
Gain of 9. Back to throw Smolik, fires it out, caught by Gamble, trying to get outside. He does. Great stiff arm at the 40, and he's finally tripped up at the 45. He'll pick up 6 yards. It'll bring up 2nd and 4. And once again, we're seeing Bo Gamble before our eyes a little bit last week as he and has been complimentary to Cooper Nicholson, and then all of a sudden there's a Jalen Thompson at 6'4" and a tight end, and Smolik has his pick.
Right there, and Waukee had the numbers out there as I believe it was like Cooper Nicholson trying to make the block there, and Bo Gamble with the great stiff arm and created a pathway for himself up the sideline, and first down. We got a flag on the field in the secondary.
Officials talking it over, and our referee, Mike Lord, will let us know what happened. Maybe. We haven't had his mic working tonight. Dowling 14-0. It's 1st and 10 Maroons. Maybe. And nobody's moving, so we'll see what this is all about. We'll try to pick this up.
Dead ball, personal foul, number 77. Dead ball, personal foul, number 50. Those penalties offset. It was after the play, downtown, second down.
So following the play, George Nahas got hooked up with Barrett Wilcoxon, the left defensive end, and that's where the penalties were, offsetting penalties after the play. So the play will stand, second down now, and 4 for Dowling at the 45. Matt?
It's important that it was after the play, because if they termed it during the play, then the play would go back to first down. We'd set it up,
basically
and
a
tee it
redo
up again. Yeah.
So second down Dowling, 2nd and 4, 7 minutes and 8 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Maroons with an inside handoff, and they give it to C.J. Phillip, goes near sides, got the first down across midfield and out of bounds right near the 48-yard line of Waukee, a pickup of 7.
Hunter Crutchlow tonight is having a great first quarter and a half of play here. He is making some solid blocks out there, leading the way for those running backs as they're chewing up yards, and just a nice block on the outside there by Hunter Crutchlow.
All right, 1st and 10 Maroons from the Waukee 48. Dowling leading 14-0. Back to throw is Smolik. Fires downfield, throws a laser. He overthrew everybody, including his intended receiver. Incomplete. I mean, that was a laser that nobody was going to get.
You and I were sitting up here thinking the same thing. That was a rocket coming out of his hands there as he really didn't have anything, and he was throwing that ball away from the start.
Trey Wilson was the closest receiver, but he wasn't going after that thing.
He was not getting it.
You have the difference. The fastball, changeup, slider, maybe once in a while a curve. Smolik threw a laser.
Yeah.
That was a bullet, but it was intentional because the play broke down. Credit Waukee's defense. 2nd and 10. Cooper Nicholson now slot left with 3 receivers. Back to throw is Smolik. Fires it, and the catch while slipping by the tight end Jalen Thompson, and that goes for no gain. So it'll bring up 3rd and long for Dowling.
I think they actually said incomplete as he wasn't going anywhere anyway, as the Warriors had that kind of sealed up. I believe, and we'll ask Johnny a little bit later, they went the same formation twice, and they're going empty again here as they've got 5 receivers out in the formation. They've gone empty all 3 plays this series here.
2 receivers at the bottom of your screen. 3 at the top. Back to throw Smolik. Now he wants to run in the open secondary and puts his head down, fighting for yardage, and he's near a first down. He was actually down at the 42, kept his balance, and they're going to spot him down near the first down at the 38, and he might be a yard shy.
They're going to be a little bit short there. A great finish there by Jackson Smolik. He was hit and then taken down, and then he put his hand down the ground, and he's not done then yet, and he tumbles over the last blocker, gets about 3-4 more yards to make it a 4th and 1.
At the 39 of Waukee, 6:15 remaining in the first half. 4th and 1 Dowling. 2 receivers left. 1 to the right. Second tight end. Trey Wilson in motion right to left. Here's Smolik with Phillip in the backfield. Long count. Dowling trying to draw him off, and they don't. Back to throw. Smolik fires out. It's caught. Caught by the slot receiver. First down Maroons, and that's Cooper Nicholson. And they had everything going. They had him thinking run. They had the 2 receivers with the big guy Thompson outside, and they went with the slot receiver Nicholson.
And they didn't cover Cooper Nicholson. And, he's if anything, you're looking for number 8. But he was open. And, there's a different kind of confidence when you're going to go 4th and 1 and throw the football right there.
Gain of 8 and a first down for Dowling. Maroons getting near the Bozen the Florist red zone. Say more with Bozen, bozen.com, 515-244-ROSE. That's 244-7673. Back to throw is Smolik. Fires a laser, and it's caught. That's Trey Wilson. He's going to score. Trey Wilson from 31 yards out. That was another fastball and a quick post pattern.
Yeah.
Touchdown, Wilson.
Yeah, that was a rocket right over that one now Trey could get compared to the last
That's
one.
That's a good point, Coach.
And Trey Wilson running that skinny post over the middle, and Smolik put it right on him. And Trey fakes out one defender, and it's over.
The fake was to C.J. Phillip, the tailback, and that bought the linebackers in, and touchdown Dowling. The Maroons now lead it 20-0, pending the extra point. Andrew Schumacher, good to see him back. He was back last week, continues his extra point prowess, and he remains perfect on the area. It's up and good. He's now 17-17 on the season. Make it 18-18, 21-0 Dowling. With 5:25 remaining here in the second quarter from Valley Stadium in West Des Moines. It's Dowling Senior Night here on Iowa Catholic Radio and Central Iowa Sports Network.
This is Matt Wilkham, Executive Director for Iowa Catholic Radio. Thank you so much for your support during our fall fundraiser. Because of you, the people and programs you love will continue to be heard throughout Iowa and beyond. If you didn't get a chance to give, there's still time to become an Iowa Catholic Radio family member and receive your thank you gift, a digital or hard copy of the booklet 20 Answers, the Eucharist. Plus, matching dollars are still available. Donate now at iowacatholicradio.com. And again, thank you for supporting Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Skeffington's Formal Wear, in business since 1951, with locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Coralville, and Ankeny. Skeffington's Formal Wear, fitting you for life celebrations. Online at skeffingtons.com.
Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ every day with people like you.
Hi, this is Kevin Bishop from St. Elizabeth Seton Catholic Church in Carlisle. Thanks for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
And we're back here at Valley Stadium. The kickoff goes into the end zone. I think it went out before the pylon.
I think it did too. And this ball might get placed inside the 1 yard line.
Unbelievable. The great kickoff by Schumacher, and he angled it towards the pylon, and the return man, Caden Ivory for Waukee, kind of muffed it, and it went out of bounds, and they're going to award Waukee the ball on their own 1 yard line. How about that? Let's go down to John Chido while they sort this out. Johnny?
Yeah, inside the 1 yard
line.
Yeah,
just the self-destructive mistakes for Waukee now. Coach Baker can't be happy. That ball just backspinned right at the 1 yard line, and the return man just kind of grabbed it last minute, and it right at the one. I mean, it's crazy.
Johnny, I know it's senior night. We're not thinking about who we're going to interview at the end of the game, but you might want to talk to Coach Rami and the kicking team here. I'll tell you what a year they've had. Schumacher, Marty Blount's been in there, with some injury. That's a beautiful job by the kicking team.
Yeah, it is. It really is, and it's a great weapon to have. And this is, the second possession now inside your 1 yard line.
All right, from the one, as Johnny mentioned, Waukee on Baker with the Beckett Baker, the quarterback sneak, and maybe some breathing room up to the 2 yard line. 2nd down 9 here, Matt.
I mean, Waukee's got to be just shell-shocked because they've started with their backs against the wall every series, have moved the ball, and then just keep self-destructing and turning the ball over, and the Maroons have been able to take advantage of it every time, creating this 21-0 lead, and here they are, 2nd and 9 from the 2.
And Baker again, quarterback sneak, and just tries to get some room up to the 4 yard line, gain of 2 to bring up 3rd down and long, 3rd and 7 for the Warriors. Back at their own 4 yard line, and a couple of self-destruction penalties, and then a fumble as they were knocking on the door in the Dowling end zone, a fumble, and then turnover on downs, and now the kickoff that is put them in a passing formation, or situation, Matt, but deep in their own territory at their own 4 is Waukee right now.
They are, and the last time they had to play down here like this, they were able to get 20 yards, and so we'll see what they dial up here.
All right, Baker back to throw. Beckett fires it out, and a little screen pass, if you will, and it's caught by Grant Gamble, but for a gain of up to the 6, a gain of 2. All he did was throw it over his lineman, and that's where Gamble was, and it'll bring up 4th and long, and the punt team coming in for Waukee.
Joe Hughes was sitting there and just waiting, and as soon as the ball was caught, he dropped him. I mean, he was in position, read it all the way. Good play by the Maroon defense, and here they are ready to get the ball back.
Deep in his own territory, back to punt is Drew Hurlbert. Cam Johnson will be the long snapper, number 22 for Waukee. Hurlbert, a few yards away from the back of the end zone. Troy Wilson and Cooper Nicholson back, the left-footed kick. And a little spirally kick fielded by Trey Wilson at the 43. Trying to turn the corner, can't. Now he's hit and wrapped up by Noah Klemsrud. Klemsrud with the stop, and that'll be Dowling football at their own 40 at the Waukee 43-yard line with 3:05 to go here in the first half. Dowling leading 21-0. Both teams have 3 timeouts at their disposal. We should mention at halftime. We're going to catch up with a couple of guests. We're going to talk to John Sarcone, the retiring Polk County attorney, and yes, he has some Dowling ties. We're going to talk more about that. And that'll transition over to Ted Power. You work with his wife, Kirby, in the Dowling Athletic Office. Well, Ted's created a script for possibly a book. I'll let him talk about it. But he's been doing a lot of research. These ex-newspaper guys.
Yeah.
And Ted had a lot of time during COVID. We're going to talk more about that and how you can help out there. So have your pen and pencil ready. Back to throw is Smolik, but he gives it to the tailback, and that is Davis. And Rashad gets inside the 35, down near the 34-yard line of Waukee on first down.
He pops off 9. I think it's going to be 10 yards. I think it's going to be a first down. And, yes, first down. So Davis is just exploding through the middle. His legs look fresh. He is running at top speed tonight.
You mentioned it is a 10-yard run. They eyeball it, 1st and 10, Waukee. John, well, we have a moment. I know Dowling's trying to utilize the clock here, but your thoughts on what this team is going to happen tonight? Waukee has not done well with some of the things they've done. We'll go down to you after this play as Smolik is back to throw. Fires towards the end zone, looking for his receiver, and it is caught. Touchdown! How about that? That is Hank Brown with his first touchdown pass reception of the season. Congratulations to that young man, Hank Brown, the junior. And that's his 10th catch of the year and his first touchdown.
Now you can see the excitement from that young man as Jackson went back and let it loose, and it traveled about 45 yards in the air, maybe a little bit more, and hit Hank in stride. And first touchdown celebration right there for that young man.
All right, the extra point by Schumacher. The kick is up, and it is no good. His first miss of the year.
I think. Did you say something after that last one?
We'll go to a break,
okay.
Matt. We'll go to a break. 2:14. Turn Johnny's mic off. 2:14 remaining in the second quarter. Dowling 27 and Waukee nothing here on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN.
Did you know you have a choice in your child's education? Smaller class sizes, dedicated teachers, a sense of community, and a caring learning environment. Whether it's in the classroom or at home, Diocese of Des Moines Catholic Schools deliver the best value in education, and we offer tuition assistance to help you afford it. Learn more about how the Catholic schools in the Des Moines Diocese might be the right choice for your child. Visit dmdiocese.org/schools.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by CTO. Your support has helped thousands of students attend our Catholic schools. CTOiowa.org. At CTO, the bottom line, it's for the kids and their future.
Monday through Friday at 3 p.m., it's Cresta in the afternoon. Speaker and author Al Cresta looks at life through the lens of Scripture and the teaching of the Catholic Church, providing conversation about the things that matter most. Cresta in the afternoon on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
And we're back here at Valley Stadium on senior night for Dowling Catholic. The Maroons up 27-0. Dowling going 2 plays, 43 yards, capped off by Hank Brown, wide receiver's first catch for a touchdown on the season. And Maroons up 27-0. Now on the return, Waukee gets it across the 20 and hit and dropped is on the return by Kyle Robinson, and that's where the Warriors will start. 1st and 10. John Child, let's go back down to you and tell you what. Jackson Smolik found Hank Brown, and, you can't cover everybody, but you got to cover somebody. And everybody that's been open, Jackson has found tonight, Johnny.
Yeah, he sure has. And that last ball he threw to Hank, and that's you can't coach it better than that and throw a better ball than that. You teach him to throw it to where he can run and get it, and there was no help over the top, and Hank just tracked that ball down. It was just that was neat to see. And then going back to Trey Wilson's, throwing in that tight window and Trey making that nice catch and move. Like he did and get in the end zone. Everything's just clicking for the Maroons tonight.
Yeah, they certainly are. And Matt, it doesn't help that Waukee has kind of been the self-destruct in the fielded kickoff that went on. They started on the 1 yard line, and then these bad snaps that created a turnover.
And just on that kickoff there, they had a decent return, and Joe Hughes in the stop, and then there's an unsportsmanlike conduct by Waukee, I believe was the call, Johnny, and they're marching them back to the 10-yard line.
Yes.
So Waukee 1st and 10 from the 10, and now they exchange the game balls. As when each team's offense has it, you have your game ball, and then when you do the exchange, you use the others. So
you wouldn't think it'd make a difference to the average person. You wouldn't think it'd make a difference, but it does. Trust me.
Well, I look at pitching in baseball and in softball, and yes, it does. To those pitchers, to the pitchers, it does. All right, first down, Waukee. Baker back to throw. Beckett fires out, caught on the right side, little flanker screen, and getting some room across the 15 and knocked down is the wide receiver over there. And Peyton Betts, who's also their leading tackler. And we should talk about a little bit. We got the Dowling Pancake Breakfast this weekend. We got the fall play. There's a lot of things going on. I got a lot of announcements to get going. Open house is Sunday, November 6th at Dowling. So
got a lot of things.
I got a lot of things. And I said, where is the principal at? Why am I getting these things? But it's all good. Well, we'll talk more about that, and we're looking forward to halftime. Folks, got to stay tuned. John Chido, first of all, we'll talk with head coach Tom Wilson on the field at halftime, get his perspective on Dowling's 27-0 lead. Minute and a half to go here in the first half, and then we'll come back to the press box and talk with a pair of guests. John Sarcone, Dowling alum, Dowling fan, and retiring Polk County attorney, 32 years in office. We'll talk more about that later. And then Ted Power, he's got some manuscripts going, I'll put it that way.
All right.
About the
I'm excited
history of Dowling football, 104 years. Ted's researched everything, but you know what? He's missing a game. He can't find a game, and he's
one game.
He's going to come. He'll probably beg and plead.
Someone will have it.
Maybe.
Someone will have it.
And he's looking for. He's got to talk to a few coaches. I gave him a couple ideas as we've got.
Dowling called a timeout here to stop the clock on 3rd and 1, with 1:28 left, up 27-0, and Coach Wilson looking to get the ball back here one more time in the first half, and so it'll be you don't know if they'll be under center. Waukee has had some success in moving that football in this short yardage situation.
And I got the evil eye from our TV producer, Sean Ingrassia, doing a great job. He and Lucas Pham and Jose Guzman, the cameraman tonight. I'd love to have them. Now Waukee with the football. They get it up to the 20-yard line.
It'll be short.
It'll be near a first down. Let's see where they spot it.
I believe where they ran in. Depends on if it's a right or the left foot spot. But
is that what you say?
Yeah, that's what I say. It's
we're learning everything. There's a right foot and a left foot spot with the officials, huh?
Yes.
Oh.
On the road, it always seemed to be the wrong foot, it seemed like. But
hey, John, you're going to use any of this during your coaching promise? Right and left foot spot.
Right and left foot spot?
Well, yeah, when they run out there, Johnny, it depends on which
foot. I see what you're talking about. The mark.
The mark, when the official puts the football down, did he run out there and put it on his right foot or his left foot? Right now,
I'm taking notes.
Dowling's hoping he put it on his right foot.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I get it now.
Yeah, he must have put it on his left foot because it's a first down.
John, if you put Rod Hagan in charge of that during the 8th grade games, you wouldn't have this issue.
we wouldn't get a measurement in 8th grade games.
Yeah, when you play on grass most of the time.
Yeah, with lines that aren't straight.
I heard that about the Sheldon home field at times. Northwest Iowa report.
It's always straight up there.
All right, it's 1st and 10. They did go out and measure, and first down, Waukee. Minute 10 remaining. The clock will wind. Here's Baker back to throw. Beckett now facing pressure, and he's going to get hit and sacked. He throws it away at the last moment, incomplete. And now Beckett gets up, but boy, he had pressure following him all the way through.
Joe Hughes and
Peyton Johnson.
Peyton Johnson after him in hot pursuit. I give Baker credit there because he still got rid of the football, had enough awareness, hung on to the football, and Joe Hughes is coming hard. And there was a good block in there by Bryce Hoskinson to keep Joe Hughes off him yet for another 2 steps, which allowed Baker to throw the football.
Yeah, and Beckett Baker threw it as those guys were landing on him. So, he's learning. There's a low snap. Beckett avoids tackle. Penalty flag down. We're going to have a face mask on Dowling as the Maroons sack Baker. But they grabbed the face mask, I believe.
Did you see that? Okay. Yeah. No, they're going to say it was the kids are saying it was his jersey. Well, Dylan Manning on the tackle.
Let's see what the officials come up with. Carson Hagan was
down.
Oh,
no, they're going to say holding.
Holding on
Waukee.
And they're going to get number 53, Andrew Hine, the 5'10 senior.
Yeah, on that left side.
I'm sorry, the 6'3 freshman.
He's a freshman. Well, he kind of tackled Carson Hagan or tried to take him down. He didn't take him down. He's not going to take Carson Hagan down. And
who's the ball back to about the 6-yard line, it looks like.
So 2nd and 23. Dowling has 2 timeouts. Minute to go, 27-0 for Dowling. And we'll see what happens here after this play. And they're going to let the clock wind down as far as they can before they snap the football. They may even run it all the way down and call a timeout. I think that's what Coach Baker's going to do.
And if they do, we will take a timeout. Our thanks to Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, and Dental Associates here on Iowa Catholic Radio for supporting our broadcast. And now a timeout called With 35 seconds left to go in the first half, it's Dowling 27, Waukee nothing. Jeff Piggott is our studio producer for Iowa Catholic Radio. Thanks to him. And we'll return after these messages on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN.
This is a Young Catholic Minute. Is the Eucharist really Jesus? Not to demean the faith of others, but actually, if you say you're a Christian, then there's no reason not to believe in the Eucharist. At the Last Supper, Jesus told his apostles, "This is my body." He didn't say, "This is a symbol." And in John 6, when Jesus says, "The bread that I give is my flesh for the life of the world," a lot of people refuse to believe. So what did Jesus do? Did he run after them and say, "Wait, I was just speaking symbolically"? Did he explain what he really meant to his disciples, as he had done nearly every time he told a parable? No. In fact, he asked his apostles if they were going to leave too. Jesus must have been pretty serious about his flesh being real food if he was willing to part ways with some of his closest friends over the matter. For more Young Catholic Minutes, go to youtube.com/youngcatholic.
All right, coming out of the timeout, we'll bring up 3rd and 24. And, Matt, we just missed a play while we were at break.
We missed one play at break, and then Waukee threw the football out of that, and it was incomplete. And so it stopped the clock with 29 seconds to go. 3rd and 24 here. And so depending on what happens on this play, you expect Dowling to call a timeout right after the play is done.
3rd and 24, Dowling with 2 timeouts. Baker in the end zone now rolls to his left, fires against the grain. The pass is incomplete. Great job by the Maroons as they had that well covered and defended. The intended receiver for Waukee was Charlie Cross, the tight end, and Dowling had that well covered. I think Braden Pearson and company were right there.
Yeah, they got good coverage there as Baker was running for his life in the back in the end zone. He got rid of the ball, was looking for a flag, but the ball, he got hit just as the ball got released. So,
great job by Braden Pearson, the linebacker, 6'1", 205 pounds, senior, one of 41 seniors on this Dowling team. Stops the clock with 22 seconds, so Dowling will have 2 timeouts in the final 22 seconds of the half. The Maroons lead 27-0, low snap, and the punt is away by Drew Hurlburt, and Dowling will down the ball right at.
Yeah, Trey Wilson called for a fair catch there at the 38.
Yep, 38-yard line, and the Maroons will have two timeouts. Let's go down to John Chido. Johnny, I know you're going to catch up with Coach Wilson at halftime. We look forward to that interview, but the Dowling defense has been stellar all night, especially when you can pin your opponent inside the 20 most of the night.
Yeah, because it limits what the offense is going to do and lets the defense kind of pin their ears back and take some chances and send pressure. And when you have that when you're back, it's on your own 2-yard line. So Dowling's taking advantage of the turnovers and the short field, and they've capitalized on every option. And you know, it's just frustrating if you're Waukee, you're moving the ball, and you had 2 of those turnovers that stopped those drives and critical mistakes on special teams.
Reminder, the Dowling Catholic Performing Arts Department presents Thornton Wilder's Pulitzer Prize-winning play, Our Town. Performances are this coming Thursday at 7:30, next Friday at 7:30, and on Saturday, October 29th at 2 and 7:30 p.m. Matt?
And with that, our director for that play is Mr. Tim Sheaf, and he was recently inducted into the Iowa High School State Speech Association's Hall of Fame.
Congratulations.
So the 70th inductee. So it is a very select group of people, and one of only a couple debate coaches that's actually in the Hall of Fame. And so, you know, Dowling, Tim Sheaf has done a great job for that program over time, and they're going to do a.
Here we go. We've seen this done in the National Collegiate.
Yeah.
They called for the fair catch, and they'll do a free kick here.
Free kick.
So this is Schumacher.
Take a picture.
This will be a 48-yard free kick, and this is something you hardly ever see, but this is legal.
This is it right here.
And the Waukee will not come up to block it, obviously.
And the thing is, you get to tee it up.
Yep. And here's the ball. The kick is down. The kick is up. It's long enough. Is it between the uprights?
Good.
And it is.
There it is.
Good. A free kick. And the Maroons now lead it 30-0 with 11 seconds to go here in the first half.
In my 25 years of actually coaching football at the various levels and everything else, that's only about the 3rd time I've seen it done. That's the first time I've seen it work.
John Chido, there you go. I've seen this done on the national level. I've seen it done in an all-star game, and now the first time with Dowling, and it only comes after a fair catch.
Right.
When you fair catch the ball, which Trey Wilson did. That's the only time you can complete it because the defense cannot come up and pressure the ball.
You know, and the unique part of that whole thing is you get to put the ball on the tee. A normal PAT, you know, you have a block there, you have someone holding it. But here, you know, and as the kickers kick, they can kick that ball when they get it from the 35-yard line down to the goal line. So this is, you know, the distance is doable for Schumacher, and he nailed it.
Certainly did. Johnny?
Did Dowling just make history here? Is this the first time that this has happened?
It's been done in Iowa high school.
But as far as the Dowling program?
Well,
we have the historian with us.
Yeah.
We'll ask him.
I've never seen it like this.
It's our halftime guest.
I've seen it happen on windy nights. You know, when teams are punting from deep in their territory on a windy night and they're punting into the wind.
Sure.
Then you'll do it at the end of a half. But, yeah, it's unique.
And we're going to call it how far, Matt?
I believe it was on the 38-yard line, so it'd be a 48-yard
free kick. There we go.
So it's a free kick worth 3.
Yes, that is correct.
Free kick for 3.
All right, here is the kickoff by Dowling, fielded by Ivory, and he's hit and run down at the 20. And we'll have to run one more play. 5 seconds remaining in the first half. Dowling leading 30-0. John Chida will catch up with Tom Wilson, so we'll let Johnny during this segment get angled correctly, and our TV guys will try to figure out where he's at. Lucas Flom and Jose Guzman on the cameras tonight.
You know, Coach Wilson, to his credit, was thinking about that as the punt was being punted because he had Trey Wilson fair catch. Because Trey's been returning the football, you know, has been running the football, doing all that stuff. But he had him fair catch, kept it as an option, and they executed.
I get a lot of stuff from the National Federation of High Schools, and I've seen this done, and then it was done this year to win a game in some other state. So it has happened, but in Iowa, probably very few. That'd be your coach association.
Yeah.
Start texting your buddies, Matt. They might know where.
No one keeps track of that.
Oh, sure they do. All right, here's Barrett Baker back to throw. Or Beckett Baker, and he longs it to midfield, and that'll do it. We go to halftime.
We're going to extend it by one play. There's a flag in the secondary, so I'm going to assume this is on the defense. And penalty on the defense after time expires will extend the half for one play.
Reminder, the Dowling Catholic Pancake Breakfast 61st annual will be this Sunday, 7:30 until noon at the Iowa State Fairgrounds Varied Industries Building. You can buy your tickets there, or you can also help a Dowling student.
Yep.
And I'll give you my daughter's cell phone number because I don't think she's got her allotment done, and that was just of last night. So
I know Coach Wilson, myself and my wife will be there at 7:15. We'll be there at 7:30 on the first shift. You will too, Mark. And
my wife Mary and I will be doing the same.
Coach Wilson and Coach Meeks are always there in that first shift as well. So get there early.
All right, Waukee from their own 30-yard line, untimed down to end the half, and that'll do it as the play goes out of bounds, and we will go to halftime with Dowling Catholic leading 30-0. Reminder, we will have our halftime stats along with following the interview with John Chido and head coach Tom Wilson as the Maroons go up. 3 touchdown passes from Dowling quarterback Jackson Smolik tonight. He's hit Bo Gamble for 8 yards. He's hit Trey Wilson from 31 yards and Hank Brown from 37 yards. And the free kick by Schumacher from 48 yards, and Rashad Davis a 59-yard run. Let's go down to John Chida with head coach Tom Wilson. Dowling leading 30-0 at the half. Johnny?
Well, Coach, great start to the first half. You've taken advantage of turnovers, short fields, and special teams, offensive, defensively. It's been a great half to watch.
Yeah, they've given us some opportunities just with turnovers and things like that, and offensively we've taken advantage. The one thing I'll challenge our kids to at the half is to tackle better. I thought we missed too many tackles in the first half, and that's unlike us.
And the kick for 3, just got to ask. That was neat to see.
Second.
Sometimes there's a benefit to have an old coaching staff. We know those rules.
Thanks, Coach.
There you go, Matt.
That is
benefit
true.
of having the coaching staff.
That's
All
right.
As Dowling leads at 30-0, as we're getting everything organized here in the press box for our
Mark,
halftime. Yes, go ahead.
I don't want to interrupt you.
Go ahead.
Is Johnny getting loose? Because the dads are out there on the field with the dance team.
Johnny, are you in the bullpen? He's not. He's going to ignore us as much as possible. All right, let's get to our first half stats. Thanks to Jared Seifert, one of the Dowling math teachers, for providing this. Dowling Catholic 223 yards of total offense in the first half, 128 for Waukee. The Maroons with 105 yards in the air, 118 on the ground. Waukee 77 yards in the air and 51 yards on the ground. Dowling penalized twice for 25 yards. Waukee penalized 4 times for 45 yards. The Maroons with 10 first downs, as does Waukee with 10 first downs in the first half. Jackson Smolik, 8 out of 11 passing, 105 yards and 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. And for Waukee, Beckett Baker, 9 out of 14 passing, 77 yards. The leading ground gainer for Dowling, Rashad Davis, 3 carries, 76 yards and a touchdown. C.J. Phillip, 5 carries, 31 yards. Jackson Smolik, 1 carry for 9, and Hunter Crutchlow, 1 carry for 2 yards. For Waukee, Grant Gamble, 6 carries, 32 yards. Bryce Hoskinson, 3 carries for 23 yards, and Beckett Baker, the quarterback, 8 carries for 22 yards. Leading receiver for Dowling, Hank Brown, 1 catch, 33 yards and a touchdown. Trey Wilson, 1 catch, 31 yards and a touchdown. And Bull Gamble, 3 catches for 21 yards and a touchdown. Cooper Nicholson, 2 catches for 15 yards. And C.J. Phillip out of the backfield, 1 catch for 5 yards. For Waukee, their leading receiver is Charlie Cross. They're tight end, 4 catches for 49 yards. Grant Gamble, 2 catches for 14 yards. And finally for the Warriors, Peyton Betts, 3 catches for 14 yards. Again, Dowling total yard offense in the first half, 223 yards. Waukee with 128. Alongside Matt Mandring, I'm Mark Amadale, John Chido, and we'll go to halftime with Dowling leading 30-0 on senior night. And our guests are here. Can't wait to talk to them. John Sarcone, the retiring Polk County attorney and Dowling alum, and Ted Power, Dowling historian, will join us, and those two may go hand in hand together. We'll talk more about that when we return here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network and CISN.
It can be easy to look at how someone is dressing or acting and judge them. But have you ever thought about how much grace is available in these situations? The next time someone makes a questionable decision, instead of judging and condemning, uphold their dignity for them. We do greater good by lifting them up in prayer and respecting their personhood than if we mentally tear them apart in our thoughts. We can uphold the dignity of others even when they are unable to recognize their own value.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and pre- and post-operative care. 515-440-4610. AshworthVision.com.
Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ every day with people like you.
Hi, this is Matt Kneifel at St. Francis of Assisi Parish in West Des Moines. Thanks for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
And we're back here at Valley Stadium with Dowling leading at halftime 30-0 here on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN. Mark Amadale, along with Matt Mandring, John Chido, joined now by another John Sarcone, Dowling alum, class of 68. And we'll be joined by the historian, Ted Power, later. But, John, first of all, thanks for being up here. I know you had to get away from the guys you sit with. And John's a longtime Dowling booster, supporter, along with his role as a Polk County attorney. We're going to talk about that. But you're out there with Omer and McElhan?
Well, they're great guys. Went to school with them, and it's just a joy to sit there with them every Friday night and watch the football games.
I told McElhan that I think they're all across the way. They're so used to sitting on the east sidelines like we did last week that you're over there. But you guys came over and joined them. Now, I want you to give a shout-out to a couple others that aren't here tonight that are listening maybe.
Well, our friends Lou Foggia. Louis is a great guy. And I played Little League Baseball with him, went through Dowling with him. Tony Colasino, another good friend. Just a number of other people that have been here over the years. Ray Blaze, good friend of mine. So we've always followed Dowling football all the way to the Dome.
Well, you started doing it when you were the sports editor at Dowling, or part of that sports production, the ACWIN, as it was known back in the 60s. And what did that stand for? I didn't do very well in Latin, but I did take it. Help us out.
I think it's part of after St. Thomas Aquinas. I think that's probably where the name came from. At least that's what I think it was anyway.
Okay.
And certainly Father Jerry Ryan was our moderator for the paper. And when I was a senior, it was Pete Meehan and Pat Wilkinson and I were the three, and then Mike O'Mara and Pete Graziano were the two juniors that really kind of put the paper together.
Well, that is awesome. So you had a little sports background before you became an attorney and studying for an attorney. So you were a sports background, and I'm surprised you didn't become an agent, like a sports agent back then, John.
It was fun to do that, but I guess I went a different direction.
Yes, you did.
And I've enjoyed it.
Well, John Sarcone is a retiring Polk County attorney here in Iowa's largest capital city. I know we have a lot of folks listening on the internet, not local, so keep that in mind, folks. 32 years as the top prosecutor in Iowa's largest county. And, John, I know you said it's not really been a job, but we look at the sacrifice that you made, and we're going to talk more about what happened downtown this week, which was tremendous, naming the Justice Center after you, and rightly so, by the way, for you folks out there. This guy has put a lot of time in. He's done it the right way. And I know behind the scenes, every situation, your job handles a lot of them. You just try to do the right thing, and that's what you're about. Talk more to our listeners and our Dowling alums out there that are listening.
Well, for the last 32 years, I've had the privilege, really, of serving the people of Polk County in the position as county attorney, and it's a very interesting job. You have to make decisions every day, and difficult decisions every day. You're working with the police, you're working with victims of crime, working with the courts and everything, and so there's a big responsibility there. And then we have a 56-lawyer law office, 119 people, and so that management part of that is important as well. So to get all that together, make it work, I've got a great staff. They've done a phenomenal job, and they do the right thing for the right reason, and that's the direction they get from me.
John, you mentioned that this has been a vocation for you, and I don't know where this started. It might have started when you were at the Dowling paper back in the 60s, but talk a little bit about that. And some folks may be thinking about becoming, taking a job like yours and getting out of private practice and going into public service.
Well, my father was involved in public service, and so he was the great example for me. And I started out after law school as an assistant public defender for about 3.5 years. And I spent 12 years in the Attorney General's office. And then in 1998, I decided to run for county attorney. I knew I could do the job, but it's very scary when you go through an election process because you don't know what's out there. People encourage you, and usually it's your family that you rely on and everything. But we were successful in a primary, and I never had an opponent after that. So it's been very good. But the job itself, protecting the public, is so important, and it's so important today. And the role of county attorney is to do that job. It's to be an advocate, treat people fairly, and administer justice.
Well, some of your peers have said it was one of the best run and best led attorneys' offices in the state, and that's a lot. That's from your peers, regardless of party. That says a lot about you and your character. I know that personally, so I can attest to that. Not that it means anything, but I'll tell you, John, you've been a tremendous supporter. I see you here during games. Now, I noticed last week you took the week off because they put you on the east side, so you stayed home and listened to us, and we tried to give you a little shout-out there.
And I heard that, Mark. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. But the credit goes to your family because all the hours, you're on call 24/7.
Yes.
It's just amazing. You have to go out probably some of the worst scenes, people will never see, but you have, and try to deal with things and, dissect things and such, and obviously bring them into law, the court of law. And you've done that, and now you're going to have the opportunity to enjoy retirement, and that's on the horizon.
That's right, and I'm looking forward to. I will miss the people that I've dealt with because I've never met finer people in law enforcement than the people we have in our county. And you have chiefs of police that really care about the job. They want to make sure their officers do the right thing and do things the right way. And I'm proud of them. I really am. I'm proud of the relationship we have with them. But now looking forward to retirement, I have 10 grandkids, and we're going to chase after them.
Well, one of them is Azenti, and he'll be coming up through the process here, as I understand.
Right. He's a sophomore right now on the sophomore team.
Well, we'll see him on varsity next year. Looking forward to that. And, your wife, Nancy, who's not here tonight, she's with her sister-in-law, and they happen to take in a movie, so hopefully they're going to watch the replay on CISN on YouTube later.
Well, I hope so. I do. And it's my 72nd birthday today, so.
And I was getting to that because we all got treats from your brother, who's the Dairy Queen Blizzard Master.
Yeah, right.
Happy birthday, John.
Oh, thank you, Mark.
What a deal. Now, the Polk County Justice Center, named after you, so when we walk in there, and I hope I don't have to go in there very much, but what if I do? It's going to say the John P. Sarcone Justice Center. And now that used to be the old J.C. Penney building that's been renovated here the last several years. It's going to be the John Sarcone Justice Center. What do you think about that with all the time you served? Isn't that amazing?
That was very humbling. It was quite a surprise. I thank the supervisors for that honor. It really is an honor. And I was just overwhelmed by that. Never in my wildest dreams that I think that would anything like that would happen. But I'm very proud of the work we've done. I'm very proud of the public service that we've done for the people here in Polk County.
1968 Dowling grad, played football.
No, I
reported on football.
Right.
Did all that. But you've seen it all, and you've seen Dowling come from, and we're going to talk to Ted here in a moment, seen him come from nowhere. Jim Williams era, you transitioned.
Right.
We were there for that. And before I let you go, because we've got to get Ted on here if we take a break, what was one thing you want to say to our listeners and our viewers tonight on CISN and Iowa Catholic Radio?
Well, just that, if you have dreams to pursue and you want to get into the profession I was in, go for it. Public service has been outstanding work. And like I say, it's more a vocation than really work if you treat it the right way. And I've enjoyed it, and it's a good way to serve people and to help take care of people if that's your vocation, and it was for me.
John, thank you. Thanks for coming up. Congratulations on a fine career, and we look forward to retirement. And, we got some grandkids will be following out here, and I hope you're still around to, comment on that once in a while.
Oh, I will do that, Mark. Thank you very much.
And happy birthday.
Thank you.
John Sarcone, retiring Polk County attorney. We'll take a break and come back here on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN. Dowling 30-0 at halftime over Waukee.
Iowa Catholic Radio business underwriters provide people with the opportunity to hear the Word of God and grow in their faith each and every day. Our business supporters have helped expand our network, connecting more listeners to Christ. Would your business or organization like to share in this mission? If you own or manage a business, we would like to talk to you about how you can make a positive impact in the state of Iowa and beyond. To learn more about becoming an Iowa Catholic Radio underwriter, contact Deacon Mark 515-223-1150 or visit iowacatholicradio.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Construction Professionals. Construction Professionals does remodeling and new construction. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. CPCustomHomes.com. Thank you, Construction Professionals, for supporting Iowa Catholic Radio.
At noon, Monday through Friday, the doctor is in. Dr. Ray Garendi helps you with personal problems and professional questions. You'll love his fun approach and practical advice. The doctor is in on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network, connecting listeners with Christ.
And welcome back to halftime here at Valley Stadium. Mark Hamadale joined by Ted Power here on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN as they get through their commercials right now. Dowling leading at halftime 30-0 over Waukee. And Ted, thanks for joining us. You just heard the interview I did with the county attorney, John Sarcone, is retiring after 32 years. But, your wife and I know who Mr. Sarcone is. We went to school with some of his family. So we've been in, hopefully stay in good standing, I'm telling you. But, Ted, you're a longtime newspaper guy. You married one of my classmates, and you took her away from Iowa, but had the presence of mind to come back.
Brought her home.
Back.
I brought her home.
You did, but what you brought home was your newspaper experience, and you must have had some time on your hands because you ended up writing some kind of mini novel or something. What's going on?
I got a phone call from my wife in the advancement office at Dowling one day, and she said, "We're wondering when did the team first be called the Maroons?"
And?
When did Maroons? And she knew I had this subscription to newspapers.com, so I start digging around. And I find the first reference to Maroons in the early 1930s in either the Register or the Tribune. So we'd been playing football about 12 years before we were really the Maroons. We were the Irish or the Catholics before that. But in researching that, I just started bumping into all sorts of interesting names and stories connected to Dowling football. And so I just started I just started typing and got this project going.
And we should mention, Ted, you're not from the greater Des Moines area. You didn't grow up here.
Didn't grow up here.
But you're now undertaking a task that many of us have been challenged with at times. And, what happened with the early days of football? Because Dowling's had 100. This is the 104th year of Dowling football.
That's right, yeah. 1918, the school was founded. They didn't have a football team that fall. There was the epidemic was going on. The Spanish flu was going on.
Oh, that's right.
And Iowa State suspended its football team. Notre Dame suspended play for a while. Anyway, we started the next year in 1919. One of the first players was Father John Aldera. He would become Father John Aldera. He would come back to Dowling and join the staff at one point, and he coached the team. He was the first alumnus to ever coach Dowling football. Of course, Bob Nizzi did that several decades later. You run into people like Newt Rockney. How does Newt Rockney have a tie to Dowling football? Dowling's fourth football coach is a man named Earl Walsh, who was a backup running back to George Dipp at Notre Dame.
Coached by Newt Rockney.
Coached by Newt Rockney. Newt Rockney sent, Earl Walsh graduated. Newt Rockney got him a job in Winters, South Dakota as the football coach at the high school there. One of his players was Frank Leahy, who would become another great Notre Dame football coach. He was only there a year, and probably Rockney had something to do with convincing him to come to Dowling. And
so you've been compiling all this research and scores, and folks, he's got every score but one, and I'll let you reach out, Ted, to the score you don't have. Maybe Mr. Sarcone has. And by the way, John, before you go, I have something for you, so don't go far. But, where do you want to go from here? How can people contact you? Because I'm not going to say this is a book, but you've got you've got materials for a book like, and I know you're not looking to profit from this, but you've got a lot of information that probably should be put somewhere, and we're trying to help you out.
Well, I really think, we've got the numbers, we got the facts, we got the figures, we've got biographies. What we need is stories. We need stories like from John. I mean, John wasn't on the football field, but he remembers things that happened in the mid-1960s in Dowling football, and I'm sure he can tell us great stories. And I'm sure there's all sorts of alumni, former faculty, former staff, St. Joseph Academy alumni who can tell us stories about their memories of Dowling football, and really looking for more than X's and O's, but looking for stories like Father Aldera or Reed Flood, who's the last football player to become ordained and now's the chaplain at school. Reed, I think, told a story recently about he'd always go to confession on Friday before the football game. And one Friday he missed. And he found, did you hear this story already?
He told it to my daughter's freshman class.
Yeah, he missed one, and he found Father Zach Kautsky at halftime of the game, and he had a terrible first half. And he said a confession at halftime of the game, and darn if he didn't come out and have one of his best games in the second half. Those are the kind of stories that really tell you about Dowling football and how, we're making leaders for life out there, which to me is even greater than X's and O's.
Ted Power is my guest here at halftime. Ted, how can folks get a hold of you? I'm sure you probably want them to email you.
Yeah. Email tpdesign57, tpdesign57@yahoo.com. If you've got thoughts, if you've got stories to tell, if you've got memories, let me know, and we'll be glad to get together.
Before we let you go, because I know the teams are out on the field, who's the best radio announcer that you've heard? Now, this includes the color guys. This includes Mark Coulier and all that, and you've been here a few years. You know a little bit about this.
We saw history tonight with that free kick, and Matt described it as well as, and you described it as well as anybody could ever do.
We knew it was coming.
Let's celebrate history right here tonight.
There you go, the free kick that got Dowling 3 points. Never have seen it before, and we did tonight. Was that the first one, you think?
I never read about another one. Okay. I think it's the first.
Ted, thanks for all you do.
Thank you, sir.
We look forward to this journey because we're going to catch up with you as maybe next year about where you're going.
And see where we are.
All right, it's Ted Power, and the email is tpdesign57@yahoo.com. This will be on the replay on the podcast for Iowa Catholic Radio and on YouTube. So, Ted, thank you. 30-0 Dowling. We'll be back the second half in 1 minute here on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN.
Did you know you have a choice in your child's education? Smaller class sizes, dedicated teachers, a sense of community, and a caring learning environment. Whether it's in the classroom or at home, Diocese of Des Moines Catholic Schools deliver the best value in education, and we offer tuition assistance to help you afford it. Learn more about how the Catholic schools in the Des Moines Diocese might be the right choice for your child. Visit dmdiocese.org/schools.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Dental Associates, addressing your smile needs and dreams. 515-225-6742, Des Moines-DentalAssociates.com. Thank you, Dental Associates, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ every day with people like you.
Hi, this is Sister Maria Mata. I'm a school sister of Christ the King from Lincoln, Nebraska. Thank you for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
And we're back here at Valley Stadium. Second half underway. Dowling leading 30-0. The Maroons have the football after the second half kickoff. And, Matt, the Maroons are marching upfield. As we see a first down now by the Maroons on that last catch.
Two plays and 2 first downs as they have chewed up about 20-some yards here early. C.J. Phillip on a nice strong run on first down. And then the pass out here, I wasn't paying attention now to, I believe it was Bo Gamble.
Gamble with the catch,
Yeah,
yep.
Gamble with the catch. And they are moving quickly down the field.
Thanks to Ted Power and John Sarcone, our halftime guests. The party went a little long here after we got done, and now a little quick pass. Cooper Nicholson with the catch, and he's in Waukee territory. Cooper's been kind of held under wraps tonight by the Waukee defense, but everybody else has been open, and Hank Brown got his first touchdown of the night and of the year, and Bo Gamble won early in the first half, and there's a catch by Cooper at the 45.
It's he's going to get more coverage as the season wears on, and those other guys are going to step up and get their opportunities. And right now they're running the football well as this offense is really hitting its stride.
2nd and 4, Dowling. Handoff goes to C.J. Phillip. Right up the gut he goes. He's finally slammed down as he crosses the Waukee 30, and they're going to spot him down right on the 30. Burst up the middle for 15 yards by C.J. Phillip, and Nate Agos and George Nahas on that right side with Max Shelton at center opened up a tremendous hole.
Peyton Betts on the stop there. He was the last man standing for the Warriors and able to bring C.J. Phillip down. As you're right, Mark, that offensive line is having their way right now.
Kyle Rockers, Cade Batterton on the left side, handoff Phillip, and again he goes right over center, bouncing off tacklers, and finally Waukee brings him down right about the 24-yard line. A pick up a 6. It'll bring up 2nd down and 4. And they're just going right up the middle with wedge football as the point of attack is between the A-gap.
And they did that. They showed that last week, too, against Valley, that you can't stop us right now running the football right up the middle. And to the credit of those big guys up front, as you look at Rockers and Batterton, Shelton, Agos, and Nahas, that is a monster crew. Then you put Jalen Thompson with them, and that's a lot of bodies coming at you.
All right, 2nd and 4 from the Waukee 24. Dowling leading 30-0 here in the second half. A little pass to the near side, caught by Jalen Thompson, trying to get outside. Spins out of a tackle at 20. Ball is loose, and a fumble on the play as Jalen had his pocket picked, and
I think
somebody fell on it, and it wasn't. Might have been Jalen Thompson.
I think he got back on top of it as he was fighting through.
C.J. Phillip.
Yep, C.J. Phillip fell on top of it. Thank you, Johnny. Is John Chido on the Dowling sideline. We'll watch the replay here, Matt.
As Jalen got that ball out there and was switching hands, and he's switching hands in traffic.
There's C.J.
And he'll get reminded he's not a running back, and you don't need to switch hands. You're a big fella, and you just put both hands on it and go.
The whole thing gained 7 yards. And a first down for Dowling on Thompson. And now here is a pass by Dowling, and Jackson Smolik finds the receiver on play action. And as Johnny would mention, a little RPO, and the pass is caught. And all the way down to the 4-yard line.
Johnny could talk to this too. Is on that trip side and the inside receiver, they're playing almost 10 yards off of him. And so when Jackson throws it there, it's a short pass. It's an easy 5-yard gain. There's no one there, and for Hank Brown right there, that was a nice pitch and catch, and the Maroons are inside the 5.
Goal to goal, Dowling with a 1st and goal as Maroons are in the Bozeman Florence red zone. A timeout on the field. We'll take one with them. 8:36 to go, third quarter. Dowling 30, Waukee nothing on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN.
Has anyone ever told you to pray about it and left you thinking, okay, but how? First, invite the Holy Spirit to be with you as you talk to God. Think about what is going on in your heart and mind. Be honest. Acknowledge to God what you're thinking, feeling, and desiring, because He wants you, the real you. Then, tell Him about what you're experiencing and entrust that to Him. Finally, let the Father love us. Ask yourself, how is God loving me right now? He is loving always. Sometimes we need to stop and think of our blessings, because that is where we can find God.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio comes from Mercy One, your expert circle of personalized care for all your health needs. With more care locations than anyone, your best life is their one purpose. Find your doctor at mercy1.org.
Fridays at 9 a.m., Making It Personal on Iowa Catholic Radio, iowacatholicradio.com, and on demand on the Iowa Catholic Radio app. Connecting listeners with Christ.
And touchdown Dowling while we were away at the break. The Maroons score from the 4-yard line. Touchdown Dowling, and that is Jalen Thompson. And guess what? That's his first touchdown of the year.
He and I were talking about that in the hallway about a week and a half ago.
Tight end sweep.
Yeah, tight end sweep, and he ran over Hoskinson out there and in for the touchdown and big strong run there by Jalen Thompson.
All right, Schumacher in for the extra point. Ball is down, the kick is up, and it is good. So the Maroons now have got the running clock going as Dowling leads at 37-0 with 8:31 left to go here in the third quarter from Valley Stadium in West Des Moines. It's Dowling Catholic leading 37-0 over Waukee. We'll be back after these messages on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN.
It's the Iowa Catholic Radio Pro-Life Diaper Drive. October is the month dedicated to pro-life, and Iowa Catholic Radio is celebrating all month long, as we will be accepting your donations of new diapers at the new Iowa Catholic Radio Network studio location, 1355 50th Street, Suite 500 in West Des Moines, next to Intervisions Healthcare. Diapers of all sizes are appreciated. Be part of the Iowa Catholic Radio Pro-Life Diaper Drive during the month of October, supporting Intervisions Healthcare.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Skeffington's Formal Wear, in business since 1951, with locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Coralville, and Ankeny. Skeffington's Formal Wear, fitting you for life celebrations. Online at skeffingtons.com.
And we're back here at Valley Stadium. Dowling on the kickoff. The return by Waukee and hit and dropped right at the 25-yard line is the return man for Waukee, and that was Kyle Robinson who took a lick. But
Joe Hughes again. We've called his name a lot tonight, and he lowered the boom right there.
Starting linebacker and on special teams.
Yes.
Dowling 37-0. Let's go down to John Chattel for our first report from the sideline here in the second half. Johnny?
And it's good to see Jalen get in the end zone there, and that was that jet sweep under center, and it's a quick hitter, and you get Jalen's momentum going. He's a hard person to bring down, and there was nothing keeping him out of that end zone.
Yeah, and he held on to the football, Johnny.
Unlike he did.
He didn't have C.J. Phillip have to recover his loose ball. Now first down Waukee from their own 26-yard line. They trail 37-0 as Dowling has the running clock going.
And, Coach Wilson right before half talked about tackling. He was a little disappointed in tackling. And that play right there on first down, it's evident again is they're getting chunk yardage right here. And Gamble right there, ran for seven yards and broke a couple arm tackles. And so it's something they're going to focus on this week.
Well, a gain of 7 that time by Waukee on first down. And now an inside handoff. And this time they keep it on the ground. That's Grant Gamble again. And he gets up near first down. Let's see where they spot the football. As Warriors trying to get the running clock stopped. 37-0 Maroons. We're approaching the 7-minute mark here in the third quarter. And it'll bring up, I'm going to say it is a first down.
First
okay.
down.
It was near the first down, and he was tackled right at the 36. So a gain of 3.
As the Maroons line up here on defense, you're going to start to see some players shift around here, as I believe you're going to see a lot of seniors on the field here in these last two quarters.
Ooh, what a hit that time.
Joe
Hughes again on the hit, and the tailback that time was Grant Gamble, And he's the backup tailback because Niall Eddy has been battling a groin injury. He played a few snaps, but it's been Gamble and Hoskinson back there in the tail, and he got hit. Here's a replay, Matt.
Joe almost took the handoff and lowered his shoulders. Great form tackle. Johnny, I think we got someone for after the game right there. Joe Hughes is having a night.
I just need to get him to talk a little bit more.
Yeah.
Well, you got to ask him questions, Coach. I mean, give him a couple. Yeah.
I try to give him hints beforehand.
Here's Gamble rolling to his left, and he overthrows everybody incomplete. Just dump that off. It'll bring up 3rd and 13, Waukee.
Baker was being chased by Joe Hughes coming off that left edge and chased him all the way across the formation, and Baker wisely just threw the ball away downfield.
A lot of things to get to. We mentioned earlier the open house for Dowling Catholic. That'll be on November 6th from 11 to 2. Families and students of all ages are encouraged to attend. I know Mr. Mainring will be there. You won't be playing golf that day with your wife. Back to throw is
picked
Gamble,
off.
And the pass is intercepted by Dowling, and the ball was tipped and intercepted, and now Dowling with the ball inside the 20, and now
Braden Pearson got the deflection and ran with it down to the 18-yard line, it looks like.
Officials are getting together. We got a flag on the play.
Flag on the play. It might have been a hold.
Jimmy Wanik on the...
Wanik with the interception. We just saw the replay.
Wanik with the interception.
And now the officials.
They're going to call holding.
Set up the screen, and Wanik got the pick.
Oh, yeah.
And it'll be holding against Dowling. This will all come back.
No, that's a tough play. I don't know if we can see it on the replay. I know we showed it once already, but when they run that middle screen type thing, you can hit the running back before he gets to the line of scrimmage, but you can't hold him. And so I'm assuming that's what happened on that play.
So it's 3rd down and 8 for Waukee. They get everything situated. Waukee with the ball at their own 38-yard line, so that wipes out Wanik's interception. And that was basically a screen over the middle is what he was trying to do. Now motion man is Tariq Alley. And here is Baker back to throw. Fires off his back foot, incomplete. Well covered by Dowling's defense. That was Jared Rickey on coverage, as the intended receiver that time was Grant Gamble out of the backfield.
We were talking a little bit ago about pancakes, and we will throw in the plug there.
Yes.
Pancake breakfast Sunday morning, 7:30. I believe the line starts, and get there early. Occasionally you hear a commercial about CTO, and Mark Reed from the Catholic Tuition Organization will be there. And make sure, if you haven't done CTO, make sure you have a conversation with him Sunday morning and check that out. As a board member, I can plug that a little bit.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Appreciate that, Matt. And again, that's at the Varied Industries building as the Dowling pancake breakfast. And now the ball is, they may say it was touched by a Dowling player. Waukee picks it up at the 20-yard line, and no signal yet by the referees. The ball will be right at the 21-yard line. Now they're going to huddle up, so we'll see.
And it depends.
We may have to get a replay on this.
Yeah, they're going to signal whether or not there's a first touching or not, and they're going to say an illegal touching by Waukee first.
Okay,
I
so
believe
what
that signal is.
We just got the signal Dowling football. Here's the replay on CISN. And
yeah, so they're saying it hit the Waukee player first right there.
Okay, so that was in coverage. That was Bryce Hoskinson for Waukee that got hit, and then recovered by the Warriors' Cooper Andrews. It'll be Dowling football, 1st and 10 with 3:41 to go here in the third quarter. Running clock, Dowling leading 37-0 on the change of possession. Let's go back down the field. John Chido, take it away.
Yeah, you guys had a better angle than that. That was the Waukee player touched that illegally. Is that what the call was?
Yeah. He was the first touch, and then it hit a Dowling player.
Okay.
So that wipes out. It wasn't nothing illegal. It was just that you can't advance. It's not a fumble. So pistol formation.
Dante Cataldo.
And Dante Cataldo in, and he gives to the tailback, and that has got to be the third tailback, Jack Moore.
Right?
Yep, it's his time, and he goes straight up and down, and he gets a few yards.
And you can bet that senior is looking to grind out some yards right here and find that end zone. And Jack Moore is going to run hard as he always does in there tonight.
Maroons pick up a couple yards up to the 25-yard line. Gain of 2 by Moore. Pistol formation. Dante Cataldo at quarterback. Dante is a junior. 2 receivers left. Tight end on the right. Back to throws Cataldo. Looks left, and the pass is incomplete. Almost intercepted. He was trying to hit his receiver on the near side here, Nick Calvert, who has a touchdown reception this year.
Yeah.
Probably one of the longest ones for Dowling, I believe. And it's incomplete.
Yeah. Cataldo set that ball out there a little high as it left, and not much room there for him to fit that ball in. And he's, shown that he can throw the ball and run the ball. He's got great feet, and as it looks, he will take things over next year. And this is a good time for him to get on the field and get some snaps.
All right, 3rd and 3. Cataldo now gives it to Moore, and he's got the first down. Gets across the 33 up to the 34-yard line, still on his feet, and maybe to the 35, a pickup of 5. Nice
strong run there by Jack as they continue to grind out the yards here, do the Maroons, and trying to get some of the linemen across there. Right now we have Will O'Malley out there on the line. I'm sure we have, I believe we'll have Sam Tesaw out there as well. Some of these seniors that don't always get out in the field right away and run scout team for the Maroons all season long, and it's a valuable part of making that first tier better. There's a flag on the field.
Yeah, there is, and the officials now are huddling up. Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, and Dental Associates.
Got Tommy Von Carver out there as well right now as they remain huddled up to determine the call. I think we're going to get something here.
Officials now will let us know. Our official is Mike Lord.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 27, White. That warrants an ejection.
Oh.
So that is an ejection, and did you say it was 27 or 40?
27 is running off the field, so I'm not sure
That is Sam Camara.
I'm not sure what happened there. We won't be able to tell, but it did warrant ejection.
You might be able to see it here. Official right there. He was talking. Yeah. He might have said something to the official.
Maybe he said something. Yeah, maybe he said something to the official.
That would be the umpire. So
yeah.
He has been ejected. That's Sam Camara. He's one of the backup linebackers listed on the depth chart that was provided by head coach Gabe Baker in his second year at Waukee. And this will move the ball up to midfield, almost a 20-yard change of possession. Dowling had the ball at the 30. It's going up to the 50 and a first down. All right, Dante Cataldo at quarterback. The junior has 3 receivers right, 1 to the left, 1 back in the backfield. Back to throws Cataldo, and he throws the ball, and it is caught. Coming back for the catch and making a nice dive for it is Matthew Kerner.
Yeah, Matt Kerner there makes a nice catch on the edge, and Cataldo's throw came in hot and a little bit low, but Kerner scooped it right off the turf for completion, and it's a quick 3-yard gain.
Remember, his older brother didn't have too bad of a career here at Dowling and at Iowa, and he played defense, though. He wasn't on the offensive side. No. Remember that?
He could have played anywhere, though.
That was Jack Kerner. Remember that, Johnny? He was just a defender, right?
He played receiver as well.
Yeah.
Not much.
He could do it all, though.
But he did. Had a tremendous career at Iowa. And now in the pros, he's on one of the squads, I think. And now handoff Jack Moore. He's trying to find a seam inside the 45 of Waukee. Still on his feet. And now we have the rugby scrum.
Yeah.
I thought it was football, Coach, and you guys are teaching rugby? What's going on?
That's what they call it in other parts of the world.
Jack Moore follows his offensive line into Waukee territory, and they're going to spot him forward progress to the 42, gain of 8.
I believe Jack Kerner was picked up by the
I want to say the
Chargers. He was with the Saints. I don't know. I got the
then
Chargers.
He got released.
Yeah, then he got released. I thought he ended up on a practice squad somewhere, and then he got released from that too. So he's
speaking of NFL football. How'd that trip to Green Bay turn out last week
Mark,
for you?
I used to like talking to you.
Don't hold that against my daughter. She's got 3 more years with you guys. Handoff goes to Moore. He's inside the 40 down to the 38-yard line. There's 2 things I can't bring up. There's a few things I want to bring up with Johnny, and that's about other stuff, and then I can't bring that up. So I figured I'd start with you.
Yeah.
Because, it is a running clock. We have about 20 seconds left in the quarter.
It was a great weekend until the football game got done.
Until they got done. The Jets.
And then you got to make that drive back,
Jets.
I heard that enough last weekend. I was sitting right next to some Jets fans, from Jersey, so it was
3rd and 2 coming up. I'll try to deflect this.
Uncomfortable, Mark. Thank you.
I was shocked as anybody. We got some confusion down there. That's good.
We've spent more time with the officials talking during this running clock.
They got a procedure call against Dowling, so that's going to back it up.
While we have a time here,
sure.
I encourage everybody, in maroon to get out Tuesday night to the volleyball game, get in the gym, and cheer our girls on as they play to go to state on Tuesday night. And
they'll take on Sioux City North, 13th ranked Sioux City North, 7 o'clock the Dowling Gym. Dowling girls ranked 4th. They just got their 30th win of the year. They're now 30-9, and they play Sioux City North to go to state, right?
Yeah, they play Sioux City North to go to state, and it'll be a fun night in the gym, and they need all the support they can get, and it just elevates the energy when you have that gym full.
All right, so they had to put time back on the clock. We were under 15 seconds. They moved it back up to 25 seconds. The clock winds. Cataldo with 2 receivers on each side of the football. 3rd and 7, Dowling. Cataldo under duress. Avoids a tackle, avoids the sack, looking downfield, keeps his head up. The pass is caught by the tight end, and that's Danny Nielsen. And he picks up the first down, which might be the final play of the third quarter, and it is. First down, Dowling, at around the 34-yard line of Waukee, and that's how the third quarter will end with the score. Dowling 37, Waukee Warriors nothing, along with Matt Maindring and John Chido. I'm Mark Amadale, and our thanks to the CISN staff. We'll take a break, come back to the fourth quarter in 1 minute on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN.
Did you know you have a choice in your child's education? Smaller class sizes, dedicated teachers, a sense of community, and a caring learning environment. Whether it's in the classroom or at home, Diocese of Des Moines Catholic Schools deliver the best value in education, and we offer tuition assistance to help you afford it. Learn more about how the Catholic schools in the Des Moines Diocese might be the right choice for your child. Visit dmdiocese.org/schools.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by CTO. Your support has helped thousands of students attend our Catholic schools. CTOiowa.org. At CTO, the bottom line, it's for the kids and their future.
Mondays at 9 a.m., Man Up with Joe Stopulos on Iowa Catholic Radio, iowacatholicradio.com, and on demand on the Iowa Catholic Radio app. Connecting listeners with Christ.
Listener-supported Iowa Catholic Radio, 1150 AM KWKY Des Moines, 94.5 FM K233BT Des Moines, 88.5 FM KIHS Adel. Online anytime at iowacatholicradio.com.
And we're back here at Valley Stadium, senior night. Dowling Catholic leading 37-0. Here on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN as we simulcast radio and live stream. Mark Amadale, Matt Maindring, John Chido. Start the fourth quarter. Dowling going left to right, north to south here on a beautiful night for the final regular season game. Cataldo back to throw. He has the ball tipped, and it's incomplete. Dante was looking left and trying to hit a receiver over there, and that might have been Michael Reichart, but it was knocked down nicely by the Waukee defense.
It was. Waukee defense came up and made a big play right there, knocked it down, and it's probably a good thing Cataldo couldn't locate it because he might have tried to catch that and take off, and that might not have been the best thing, but they do live for another play.
I want to thank the folks at CISN. They did a tremendous job. Sean Ingracia, who's our studio producer here in the press box. Lucas Pham and Jose Guzman, our TV camera guys. Iowa Catholic Radio, Jeff Pickett behind. Back to throw as Cataldo fires it out. Caught at the 5-yard line, or rather the 10-yard line. Gets inside near the 5 with the reception and a nice play that time. Nick Kavlock with the catch.
Outstanding. I believe that's Danny Nielsen.
Was it Nielsen?
Yeah, I believe it's Nielsen, number 81. And nice throw there by Cataldo over the middle. Stepped into his throw, and Nielsen's running empty right through the middle there and makes a nice catch. And
the tight ends have got a lot of yards tonight for both teams.
And I think this could be 3 times for Jack Moore.
You think so? First and goal, Dowling at the 7. Underway here in the fourth quarter. Give to Moore, and you're right, but he will get down to the 4. I'm going to spot forward progress at the 5. So second and goal at the 5 for Dowling. Moore, a gain of 2. But, it was Nielsen. Had several. Dowling has different packages in each given possession, play, if you will. At that time it was Nielsen.
Got to keep up, but we do like the maroon numbers or maroon jerseys with the white numbers. It's easy to pick up.
Nielsen, another senior. Both tight ends for Dowling are senior. Nielsen with a
now Nielsen
touchdown.
Could catch a pass down here too. I'm thinking Jack Moore is going to get another shot at it.
All right, 2 receivers to the right. And Moore, the tailback. Dante Cataldo out of the shotgun. And the give is to Moore right up the gut. He goes toward the goal line. They're going to put it down at the inside the 1.
One more time. Jack Moore.
You were calling that. Why not Jack? Jack is a 6 foot, 185-pound senior, third string running back.
They're going to go hurry up right here.
And he's also the backup linebacker. And he's going to under center. And Cataldo's going to take it in. And
it's a touchdown.
Touchdown Dowling and Dante Cataldo from a yard out. With 8:54 remaining here in the fourth quarter, Dowling extends its lead to 43-0 over Waukee.
And that's one of those plays that's called. They practice that when you got less than a yard to go. It's third down. They're going to go in and go quarterback sneak no matter what. Get everybody up there. Cataldo takes it in for the touchdown.
All right, extra point by the Maroons. As the ball is down, the kick is up, and it is no good by Marty Blount, who's in there doing the place kicking. So 43-0 Dowling. We'll take a break from Valley Stadium. Dowling Senior Night, 41 football players march across with their parents tonight. Dowling 43-0 over Waukee. Back in 1 minute here in the Iowa Catholic Radio Network and CISN.
This is Young Catholic Minute. Why don't women have the right to choose? Because killing people's wrong, that's why. That might sound extreme, especially when our culture likes to say things like, terminate a pregnancy, blob of tissue, and don't you have compassion for the mother? Yeah, enough compassion to try to protect her from the emotional and spiritual scars she'll have from having someone murder her baby. Because when you strip away all the jargon and emotional fireworks, that's what's left. The real, rational, scientific reality is that from the moment of conception, you have a human being. And just as slavery and the Holocaust have shown us, it's not a good idea to start deciding that some human beings aren't human persons. For more Young Catholic Minutes, go to youtube.com/youngcatholic.
Welcome back to Valley Stadium. Here is the kickoff by the Maroons, and it's fielded by Waukee. On the return is Caden Ivory, and return is right. He gets outside the numbers and finally brought down right outside the 20-yard line. That's where Waukee will have it first and 10, with Dowling leading 43-0 right around the 20-yard line. Let's go down to John Shido, and the Maroons are getting a lot of players in the game right now, Johnny.
Yeah, they sure are, and that's great experience going into the playoffs starting next week. And it's been a great night for the Dowling Catholic football team, and great to see Holtorf at center. Haven't seen him much this year, and he's been through the program, and a lot of other guys. I don't have much time to mention, but the nice catch there by Danny Nielsen and Jack Moore. It's just great to see these guys get in the ballgame.
It certainly is, John. I know you saw a lot of these kids. They started as 8th graders in the program, which you coach. Back to throw is Waukee. They air it out, and the pass is income. Well, let's see. Did he catch it? He did. Inside right at the 40-yard line. Nice pass that time. Beckett Baker still in there at quarterback, and he airs it out, and it's caught. And we'll see the replay here. A nice reception that time by Lucas Struck.
Yeah.
Haven't heard from him much tonight.
He got behind the secondary, and Baker, as he was getting hit, lets that ball go, and it's a nice catch down there as they turn the field over.
All right, here is Waukee, a little swing pass that is caught, and that's Peyton Betts with the catch from the 41-yard line of Dowling. So
as they start to move, and again, this Waukee offense moved the ball early and often in this game, and just they had execution issues that cost them, the ability to get the ball in the end zone.
So here is Baker back to throw. Lost it towards the end zone, looking for his receiver, and that's Lucas Struck, and it is incomplete. And we'll bring up 3rd and 4 for the Waukee Warriors. But
we need to mention two seniors, Lance Ronnebaum and Bethany Patton, the student managers. And those two do. They give up almost as much time as the players do. They are out there all the time, and two great kids that it's fun to watch them get experience in doing what they like to do, helping out the team in the ways they do.
They do a good job.
A lot of the training stuff.
Yeah, helping Fred Tiernan and J.R. Giersdorf help with the
Sarah
support.
Machad and the training part of it. And,
yeah. She's got student trainers helping her.
Yeah, Sarah Machad is helping out with Del Arc. Del Arc, who's been a foundation person here forever, and Sarah Machad just does an outstanding job for our programs.
All right, 1st and 10, Waukee. They get the ball down to the 24-yard line. Baker on play action, fires into the end zone towards the far pylon. The pass is penalty flag down, and must be incomplete. They didn't no signal from the end zone.
No, the ball was incomplete. The pass was incomplete.
And that'll be pass interference, we believe, against Dowling Catholic. We'll see what the final verdict is. With 5:49 left to go in the fourth quarter, pass interference against Dowling Catholic. It'll be a first down Waukee on the penalty.
Yeah, and in high school football, it's a 15-yard penalty from the previous spot, so it's not a spot foul like it is at the NFL level, so the ball will be placed on about
This will be half the distance, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I don't know if they're giving the full 15 yards, so it's on the 12.
Line of scrimmage was a 24, and half the distance is the 12, so it's first down Waukee from the Dowling 12-yard line. As the shutout is in danger right now for the Maroons. Here is Baker on play action, rolls to his right, looks in the end zone, fires, and the pass is incomplete. Led his receiver a little too far into the end zone, and that was his tight end that he's been going to a lot tonight, Charlie Cross.
Yeah, Charlie Cross. He did have Tanique Alley out there in the flats and chose to go for it all in the end zone there.
Tariq was open. Tariq Alley.
Yeah.
So the Warriors now with 3 receivers right, 1 to the left, 1 back in the backfield. And here is Baker, blitzed by Dowling. Baker being chased. He fires, and the pass is overthrown, incomplete, and down goes Baker. And tremendous pressure that time on the backside by the Dowling defense.
It looked like that was Keevy Fort coming from the backside on the blitz, and Baker got hit just as he released the football, and good play by Keevy as he was chasing it down from the backside.
Yeah, John, we're going to have to talk about player interviews after the game. I think we had 1 nomination, and any thoughts right now?
We haven't had Jackson Smolik for a while.
Okay.
Jackson, maybe Jalen Thompson gets his
Jalen
first
Thompson's
touchdown, or Hank Brown.
Hank caught it.
Yeah. I got to believe.
There's a touchdown in the end zone by Waukee, and they threw it to their tight end, Charlie Cross. Touchdown Warriors from 12 yards out on 3rd and 10. So the minute we start talking about nominations for postgame, Waukee gets on the scoreboard for the first time tonight with 4:24 left to go in the fourth quarter.
Was that Blake Hawk on that catch, I believe?
It was Charlie Cross.
Oh, Charlie Cross.
Yeah. Their tight end. Charlie with his reception tonight, and now the extra point. This is the guy who we haven't seen a whole lot this year for tonight is their Max Bartachek. This guy has a leg. He's 10 of 16 in field goals this year. Look at that kick. It's on the roof. It's good.
Go over the net.
43-7, and Bartachek kicks it over the roof here at Valley Stadium in the north end zone. We'll take a break and come back with the Maroons up 43-7. Final 4 minutes and 24 seconds to go in the fourth quarter from Valley Stadium. Senior night for Dowling on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN.
Jimmy, do you take Judy to be your wife? To have and to hold? Uh-huh. For richer or poorer?
Okay.
Are you listening, Jimmy?
Jimmy?
Till death do you part?
Sure, right after I finish putting up this wall between us. There.
Jimmy, you're not dead yet.
When you use artificial contraception, it's like putting a wall between you and your spouse. Couples who instead regulate fertility naturally experience happier marriages and are less likely to divorce. Tear down the wall.
A message from Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and pre- and post-operative care. 515-440-4610. AshworthVision.com.
Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ with people like you.
This is Sister Maria Mata,
Sister Mary Guadalupe,
and Sister Theresa Marie, School Sisters of Christ the King from Lincoln, Nebraska. Thank you for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
And back here at Valley Stadium, senior night for Dowling Catholic. Final regular season game, Dowling up 43-7, not before Waukee gets on the scoreboard. Charlie Cross, outstanding tight end for the Warriors. A 12-yard touchdown reception from quarterback Beckett Baker. Onside kick, And it's recovered by Dowling right at the 40-yard line. The Maroons were anticipating that, and they had the all-hands team out there, and the Maroons take care of that. That was Matthew Kerner who stopped that. John Child, let's go down to you after Waukee goes 6 plays, 79 yards on Cross's 12-yard reception from quarterback Baker. Hats off the Waukee offense there.
Yeah, and it was a nice throw by Baker to stay patient and let that play develop, and he's been taking hits all night long. And being a freshman with his composure, it's remarkable to see, and he's got a bright future.
He certainly does. He's a potential 4-year starter. Now the Dowling offense on the field, and Jack Jepson gets in the ball game here. Jack back to throw, looks right. Now everything breaks down. He'll keep it, and he'll fall forward from his own 36-yard line. He will be tackled after a slight gain. Matt?
I saw a cheer as Cedric Robinson got on the field for the Maroons, senior that's put, again, one of those guys that's put all the time in and was able to get on the field in the backfield there, and I believe that was probably his first varsity snap.
So Jepson picks up a yard. Final 3 minutes of the fourth quarter. Dowling leading 43-7 here on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN. We enjoy the partnership with working with Pete Tarpey and the group at CISN as we provide our audio with their video and their live stream, CISN.TV. Mark Amadale, Matt Maindring, John Chido. We'll have interviews following the game as soon as we can hone in on getting the players. We'll also have the final stats. Jared Seifert, part of the Dowling coaching staff, provides his stats on his iPad immediately following the game, so stay tuned for that. And congratulations to the Dowling seniors. Of course, so we talk senior football players, but you mentioned the support staff, Matt. It's the best. They have the cheerleaders, the dance team, the trainers, and now here is a handoff for the Maroons, and that goes to Stephen Hauschild.
Yeah, Hauschild did a nice, strong run up the middle, and the junior pounding out some yards right there for the Maroons.
Clock winds at 2 minutes and 18 seconds. A timeout on the field. We'll take one with them. We'll take a 1-minute break with Dowling Catholic leading 43-7 over Waukee. 2 minutes, 18 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. We'll be back. We'll also have some scoring updates from some of the other 5A districts games going on along the central Iowa area here on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN.
Whatever happened to the modern world? Hi, this is Cy Kellett, host of Catholic Answers Live. Join me on Saturday, December 10th at the Embassy Suites downtown for Iowa Catholic Radio's Dinner in December. I'll be speaking about what we can do to help recover a modern world fit for people. Plus, enjoy a fabulous meal and fellowship with your Iowa Catholic Radio family. Register today at iowacatholicradio.com, iowacatholicradio.com, and I'll look forward to seeing you on December 10th in downtown Des Moines.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Construction Professionals. Construction Professionals does remodeling and new construction. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. CPCustomHomes.com. Thank you, Construction Professionals, for supporting Iowa Catholic Radio.
Join the Iowa Catholic Radio family for the celebration of Holy Mass at our Chapel of St. Gabriel the Archangel on the first Friday of every month at 11:30 a.m. The chapel is located at our network studios, 1355 50th Street, Suite 500 in West Des Moines.
Hey, while we were away, Dowling punting on fourth down. Joe Vidane in there, and that's his best punt of the year from his own 42-yard line all the way down to the 10-yard line of Waukee. A 48-yard punt, no return, and Waukee will have it 1st and 10 with a minute 40 remaining from their own 10.
And I believe it was Vinny Bertinoli on the tackle there for the Maroons. A nice tackle. We have Max Dirks out there now at linebacker. And just a lot of different bodies out there right now. Garrett Boone's in there on the defensive line.
All right, here's Baker still in there for Waukee. Back to throw from his own end zone. Fires it up, and he overthrew everybody. Pass is incomplete. He went over the top, and he was well defended that time by Will Riley, number 40, who was back there on defense for the Maroons.
Will Riley comes up and makes a play. Another senior out there, Tim Deng, is out there in the defensive line. Junior getting some snaps out there as the Maroons have got a lot of bodies out there right now.
Look who's playing safety, Mr. Vinny Bertinoli.
Yeah, Vinny Bertinoli back there on the coverage for was a flag on the play. We had a holding.
I think they're going to mark it half the distance. You're right, Coach.
So minute 12 left.
They'll move the ball back to the 3-yard line, and the clock will run. Baker's still in there. Waukee with the loss, hoping to get into the playoffs. They got to see how everything shakes out. The good old RPI system, and it's all in the computer. A little swing pass that's caught, and a nice run that time by Lucas Struck. He hasn't done much tonight. It's all been in the fourth quarter, his yards, and he gets it across the 10, and they're going to spot it across the 15 to the 17-yard line.
Max Dirks on the stop there for the Maroons is one of the first ones there as they get some, trying to just keep everything in front of them right now.
2nd and 3, Waukee. Baker back to throw again.
Oh, he's got him
Airs it
open
out.
deep.
He's got a man open, but he overthrew him, or underthrew him, incomplete. And tell you what, he's got a nice arm for a freshman. He threw that down to the 45 of Dowling. That'll stop. Well, it's incomplete.
Stop the clock.
It won't stop the clock with the running clock.
This might be, they're going to hustle the ball back here. They might get one more snap.
Peyton Betts was the intended receiver. He's also the leading tackler on the defense. As I mentioned, Waukee with 6 two-way players tonight. And the Maroons up 43-7. 5 seconds remaining. If they get this play off, it'll be the final play of the game. And they do. They give it to the tailback. And getting across the line of scrimmage is Bryce Hoskinson, and that'll do it up to the 24-yard line. That's the final. 43-7 Dowling. And the Maroons complete the regular season. They won 8 straight after losing to Southeast Polk in week 1. And a penalty flag down here, Matt, so we may have an untimed down, or that'll be the game.
I don't know what happened. We had a couple kids mixing it up on the last play here. And
unsportsmanlike conduct both ways.
Yeah.
They'll offset. The game's over. All right.
Game over.
43-7 Dowling, the final over Waukee. Congratulations to head coach Tom Wilson. He picked up win number 187 here at Dowling Catholic, and that is his 276th win. And for Coach Baker and Waukee, the wait is on. Do they get into the playoffs? Are they one of the, final teams to make it? They're take 16 in Class 5A, and Waukee came in tonight at number 15. So the loss to the number 1 team. Dowling has the number 1 rating in RPI, so we'll find out. As Warriors fall to 4-5, they'll conclude the regular season. Dowling, as we mentioned, improves its record on the season to 8-1. And the Maroons will start postseason play next Friday night at Williams Stadium. We know it'll be a 7 o'clock kickoff. We don't know who the opponent will be. We told our listeners in the pregame we'd talk more about that. And on deck are probably several teams, including Dubuque Senior, Urbandale, Davenport West, or the Waukee Warriors could be who Dowling finds over at Waukee next Friday night, Matt. We're just speculating, but your math department and associates came up with that.
I know Ames was mentioned as well. I haven't seen. It's been hard to keep on the scores tonight. The app is not updating like you hope it would on this night, and I know we got Ankeny Centennial won big over East. The last score I got from Waukee Northwest was 7-7. Them in Urbandale.
It's a big game.
That's a big game.
Playoffs
yeah.
at stake. Yep.
Oh, it's updated now. 20-7 Northwest. Waukee Northwest up on Urbandale.
Okay, we're going to take a break here on the TV and radio side, and we will come back with scores and our statistics with Jared Seifert. Final score, we'll take a 1-minute break down the line, 1-minute break. Final score, Dowling 43, Waukee 7, here on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN.
Did you know you have a choice in your child's education? Smaller class sizes, dedicated teachers, a sense of community, and a caring learning environment. Whether it's in the classroom or at home, Diocese of Des Moines Catholic Schools deliver the best value in education, and we offer tuition assistance to help you afford it. Learn more about how the Catholic schools in the Des Moines Diocese might be the right choice for your child. Visit dmdiocese.org/schools.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Dental Associates, addressing your smile needs and dreams. 515-225-6742. Des Moines-DentalAssociates.com. Thank you, Dental Associates, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ every day with people like you.
Hello, this is Father Kyle Digman from St. Thomas Aquinas Parish in Ames, Iowa. Thank you for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
Welcome back to Valley Stadium, West Des Moines. Mark Hamadale, Matt Mandering, John Chido. Final score, Dowling 43-7 over Waukee. The Maroons, as we mentioned, improve the regular season with a record of 8-1 and a number 1 seed in the postseason. The Waukee Warriors fall to 4-5, and coming into the game, Waukee was the number 15 seed, and we'll see what that does with them. They only take 16 teams in Class 5A for postseason football, which begins next Friday night across the state. Final statistics, we'll go to that before we head down to John Chido with some interviews on the field. Senior night, Dowling Catholic, 41 senior football players and plenty of support staff, cheerleaders, and dance team members, and managers and student trainers also involved with that. So almost 50 folks involved with the senior night. Congratulations to them. So tonight, Dowling's total offense, 374 yards. Waukee with 222. The Maroons had 185 yards on the ground, or in the air, and 189 yards rushing. So pretty balanced performance by the Maroons. Waukee with 75 yards rushing and 147 yards passing. The Maroons had 5 penalties for 47 yards. Waukee 6 penalties for 67 yards. Dowling with 21 first downs. Waukee with 16. Jackson Smolik, what a night. 12 out of 15 passing, 142 yards and 3 touchdowns. Dante Cataldo was 3 out of 5 passing for 43 yards. For Waukee, it was Beckett Baker, 13 out of 24 passing, 147 yards and a touchdown late in the fourth quarter. Leading rusher for Dowling was Rashad Davis, 3 carries, 76 yards, and a touchdown in the first half. C.J. Phillip, 8 carries and 66 yards in the first half. In the second half, it was Jack Moore, 6 carries, 25 yards. Smolik, 1 carry for 9 yards. Stephen Halschelt, 2 carries for 5 yards. Jalen Thompson, 1 carry for 4 yards. Hunter Crutchlow, 1 carry for 2 yards. Dante Cataldo, 1 carry for 1 yard. And Jack Jepson, 1 carry for 1 yard. For the Waukee Warriors, their leading ball carrier was Grant Gamble. He spelled their starting tailback, Niall Eddy, who was battling a groin injury, didn't play a whole lot tonight. Gamble was the leading ball carrier, 9 carries for 39 yards. Quarterback Baker, 9 carries for 29 yards. And Bryce Hoskinson, the backup tailback, he came in 4 carries for 29 yards. And Niall Eddy got in 5 carries for negative 22 yards as he was battling an injury. Leading receiver tonight, Hank Brown for the Maroons, 2 catches for 45 yards and a touchdown for the Dowling Junior. Danny Nielsen, 2 catches for 40 yards. Bo Gamble, 4 catches for 36 yards and a touchdown. Trey Wilson, 1 catch for 31 yards. Cooper Nicholson, 3 catches for 21 yards. C.J. Phillip, 1 catch for 5 yards. Jalen Thompson, 1 catch for 4 yards. And Matt Kerner, 1 catch for 3 yards. For Waukee, their leading receiver was Charlie Cross, their fullback and tight end. 5 catches for 61 yards and a touchdown for Charlie. Lucas Struck, 2 catches for 52 yards tonight. And Peyton Betts, 4 catches for 20 yards for Waukee. And finally, Grant Gamble, 2 catches out of the backfield for 14 yards. Our thanks to Jared Seifert for providing those statistics. Again, the final, Dowling with the win, 43-7. And let's go down on the field. I believe, Johnny, are you all set up and ready to go? I got to find you here. I think our.
I see.
I think
saw him at one point.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, go ahead. Take it away, John Chido.
We're back in Pollock's mosh pit. You know, we got them all surrounded again.
Yeah,
so
I see ya.
Jalen Thompson, senior year, he got in the end zone. Final game of the year. You know, walk us through that play.
It was a wide jet fly. I think we're on like the 2-yard line. Jackson gave me the ball. I saw a little opening. Well, not even a little opening. I saw a guy. I knew I was getting in the end zone.
So your last game of the season being a senior, special moment for all the seniors here. Probably your last game at Valley Stadium, depending on where you play in the playoffs. You know, it's just gone so quick. Just tell us about the ride through your whole career here at Dowling.
I mean, the ride's been amazing. I mean, I've been surrounded by a great group of guys, fantastic coaches, and you know, the ride they all have made it amazing, especially for me. So, shout out to them.
Well, thanks, Jalen, and good luck moving forward.
Thank you.
All right, John Chido with Jalen Thompson, the Dowling tight end, who got in, oddly enough, Matt, on a tight end sweep around left end to go in and score his first touchdown of the night. And we'll go back down to Johnny, and we'll continue our post-game interviews. John Chido, take it away on the field.
Well, Coach Wilson talked about tackling at halftime, that the defense needed to make some better tackles. And, boy, you came right out of the chute. I think it was on the kickoff after the first score. You had several tackles, special teams, the sack in the backfield, but defensively tonight you were all over the place.
Yeah, I started out the game, had a missed tackle, kind of got down on myself because I was just reaching out, not bringing my feet. But, we talked at halftime about what we needed to do to get better, and tackling was a major thing in that, and we definitely got better after halftime, I'd say. And
special teams-wise, you guys put them in put their backs against the wall and let your offense have short fields because you got a lot of 3-and-outs and started the game. I mean, they had some momentum, but you guys shut them down and really put Waukee in bad situations.
Yeah, on the kickoffs, we always try and pin them deep. That's what Coach Motes always gets hyped about, is always wanting us to do that, and it just puts us in a good position for the rest of the drive.
Well, thanks so much, Joe, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
That was Joe Hughes with John Chido on the field following Dowling's win tonight, 43-7. The Maroons over Waukee, and again, Dowling's record concludes the regular season with a record of 8-1. They're the number one, overall seed right now in the RPI poll that was released before tonight's game. Waukee now falls to 4-5, and they were the 15th seed in their RPI. So let's go back down the field, and John Chido, take it away, John.
Well, Coach, congratulations on the finish of the regular season. It was a fast start. You guys took care of the football and took advantage of turnovers and put Waukee in some bad situations and start some drives.
Well, thank you. Yeah, we field position was really, really important, especially in that first half, and they gave us a couple of turnovers. I thought they were honestly doing some pretty good things, and I do think that staff's doing a great job, and our kids it's a veteran group, and we kind of put some things together. And I thought offensively, we were pretty sharp and really challenged the kids in the second half to tackle better, and thought we did that as well.
And with 41 seniors, being able to get a lot of guys in and seeing that special moment, the season goes by so quick. But talk about some of the seniors.
Yeah, these guys, they've done such a good job. And, one of the things that we've always preached is player-led teams are better than coach-led teams. And, these guys have taken it really seriously. And, it kind of starts with the captains. But I had texted, several of them last night because, it's senior night. There's 1,000,001 distractions, and I'm just worried about a football game. And, kids are going in many different directions. And I'd kind of told them that they're going to set the tone for our attitude, and we've got to finish week 9 before we do anything else. And honestly, I thought they took it to heart and did a nice job.
Well, Coach, congratulations on a great win. Now it's kind of sit and wait, and I know you guys will be back studying hard and right after it next week.
Yeah, I think we've got breakfast planned in the morning, and then at 10 o'clock we should find out who we play, and then we'll get busy on that.
Thanks again, Coach.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, John Chido with head coach Tom Wilson, who qualified for the playoffs. This is the 23rd time, I believe, in his career, and the 45th time Dowling has made the playoffs. Little research found out this week, and congratulations to Coach Wilson. And thanks to John Chido for all he did in the sidelines. I know he'll make his way up here. And we're going to take a break. It'll be our final break on TV. So, again, the final, as you see on your screen, 43-7, Dowling with the win over Waukee. And, Matt, before we go, you got a couple of scores that you can give our listeners and viewers an update.
Valley over Des Moines Roosevelt, 48-13 late in that game. Ankeny Centennial rolled over East 56-0. Urbandale and Waukee Northwest, that was a big game as far as who's getting in, and Waukee Northwest is up 20-7 late in that game. Farther down the line, Marr and Prairie, kind of an upset there. Marr is up on Prairie 22-13. Ankeny Centennial again, or Ankeny rolled, and as I go through the scores here, we're waiting on a Ames Johnston score. That's a big score because I have a feeling if Ames loses, they might be one of the teams we could play.
That could happen. All right. Well, thank you, Matt, and we'll take this. This will be our. We'll have one more break. We'll come back on the radio side, but on the TV side, that'll conclude our broadcast tonight on CISN. Our thanks to our in-studio producer here at the press box, and that is Sean Ingracia. Did a great job with Jose Guzman and Lucas Pham on the cameras. This is Mark Hamadil for Matt Mandring and John Chido. Thanks for tuning in tonight here on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN. We'll be back on Iowa Catholic Radio, final segment. Until then, we'll talk to you down the road and maybe in the playoffs.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and pre- and post-operative care. 515-440-4610. AshworthVision.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Skeffington's Formal Wear. In business since 1951, with locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Coralville, and Ankeny. Skeffington's Formal Wear, fitting you for life celebrations. Online at skeffingtons.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Construction Professionals. Construction Professionals does remodeling and new construction. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. CPCustomHomes.com. Thank you, Construction Professionals, for supporting Iowa Catholic Radio. Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Dental Associates, addressing your smile needs and dreams. 515-225-6742. Des Moines-DentalAssociates.com. Thank you, Dental Associates, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
And we're back here at Valley Stadium for the final time tonight as we wrap things up on the radio side, as we just dismissed the TV folks. And sure, they're tearing down their equipment while we're trying to have the postgame.
Right.
So there's Sean. And
don't blame them one bit. Get going.
Hey, what a job Pete Tarpey and the group with CISN do. They were at 3 different places tonight, and we gave you some of the score updates, and Matt will continue with that. But what a night it was here. And the Maroons, being very fortunate tonight, John Chido, and a lot of things that happened. The Maroons took advantage of situations. A high snap, a fumbled snap by the quarterback and center, and, Waukee was marching a few times, and the Dowling defense kind of took them under, but they kind of self-destructed at times, and that's got to be frustrating. And as Coach Wilson mentioned to you, well-coached football team at Waukee, they're getting there. For a school that's split, a community that's split, their football team, both of them are going to be good. They both were 500 coming in tonight, and both could be playoff teams. And but Dowling defense kind of made them pay at times when they give them the chance.
Yeah, like you guys mentioned, it's early. It started with the special teams putting them in bad situations and inside the 10 to start drives. Yeah. And the one play I want to go back to is it was a 7-0 game or 14-0 game, and they had a Waukee stuck 3rd and 14, and Baker, the quarterback for Waukee, stood in that pocket and made a great throw over the middle, and they converted the first down, and then they kind of self-destructed with the bad center quarterback exchange there with the fumble, and and Dowling took advantage of that, and next thing you know, they're down 21-0, and when that happens, the momentum and the air is taken out of you, and it's hard to get back in the game. And I thought Dowling did a really good job putting Waukee in bad situations, and not only that, but taking advantage of it.
Yeah, they did. And you look at early in the ball game, Waukee's looking here, coming to make the upset. They get their first possession, starts on the 6-yard line. Yeah. They get a first down, make a great play, get a first down, and then they have a penalty that pushes them back to the 7-yard line. And it was just that kind of a night for Waukee all in the first half because they moved the ball.
Yeah, they did.
And they executed some things offensively that, is going to catch the attention of teams that are scouting to play Dowling down the road because they were able to move the ball.
And being a coach and with your years' experience, when you are able to do good things and you make a lot of different movements and different sets that Waukee did, and they took advantage, like you were saying, but not able to convert drives and sustain drives and fumbles and turnovers, and you go down like that, it's just really hard to get back into the rhythm of what you were trying to achieve.
Yeah, when you do that, those are the things that eat you in the off season. And and who knows if Waukee is going to play again next week, but it's going to be something that Coach Baker looks at and says these little things are separating us from 4-4 and 6-2, or 7-3, or something like that, and so that's what they're going to look at, and it's a difference maker for them.
And it could have been a different ball game too.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And you look at Waukee did a year ago coming into this game, they lost to Urbandale at Urbandale 35-0. Last week they beat Urbandale 30-7, and then sets up the matchup. Can you go in? Can you take that momentum? They've won 3 in a row. Mm-hmm. But Dowling has won 7 in a row, and now the Maroons won their 8th game in a row tonight after the loss to Southeast Polk. So they kind of ran into a buzzsaw, but they did some things that were, if they don't fumble the ball, they don't turn over on downs, who knows? It's a different game. But
Right now, the Dowling offense is on all cylinders, and they've got a run game. Because if you go back to the first game, the loss against Southeast Polk, there was no run game.
We didn't run the ball very much, right?
Didn't run the ball hardly at all. And now, because we were talking after that game, it was going to be Dowling's going to have to pass the ball to set up the run. Well, as the season's progressed, even though, and Jackson Smollett's a talent, right?
Yeah,
and he's got guys. Now, all of a sudden, they're starting to run the ball, which is setting up the pass.
And that showed in the balance tonight in the statistics. 189 yards of passing, 187 on the ground for Dowling. That's pretty balanced, and that wasn't the case 9 games ago.
Right.
And that's a credit to the coaching staff, Coach Wilson, and the position players. I mean, the offensive line, Coach Pollock, the running backs coach, Coach Meeks, quarterbacks coach, and all that. And everything just gelling and peak at the right time, getting better. And now it sets up Week 10, which is the playoffs, next Friday at Williams Stadium against an opponent to be named, as Coach Wilson said. Somebody's making breakfast, and they're going to wait and see. I kind of like that. Well, you guys back in the day, Matt, you guys had to go meet in the highway somewhere.
Yeah, we got to go meet out.
Halfway up to Minnesota, and
sending up smoke
tapes.
signals. I remember on Saturday morning waiting for you figuring out who you're going to play, and then you draw a short straw. Which coach is getting in the car and driving 2 hours to get a tape on somebody?
The exchange the tape.
Yeah, you're meeting in the middle of the state somewhere, and then they come back, and this huddle stuff just has made things so easy.
You know what? You mentioned huddle, so I was talking to Coach Cataldo about this on the phone. We're talking about football and stuff, and I was asking him, like, give me some hints about what's gonna, how you're gonna attack their defense and stuff like that, and I go, how nice is it to be able to watch huddle and break down everything and know what set you're going to go against their defense or vice versa? And he made a great point. He goes, you can draw everything up, but if you don't execute it, it doesn't mean anything. And Dowling executed everything. And as you mentioned with Jackson with that RPO game, they were disguising coverages on who the read guy and blitzing or bringing a guy back, and he was reading the right guy and pulling it at the right time and making those throws or handing it off to Rashad Davis or C.J. Phillip, and it was clicking.
I think the thing that Huddle has done also is made the kids more intelligent players, because I remember when Huddle first came out, all of a sudden your own players could watch themselves more. And they'd watch more game film, and they became more intelligent about the game. Now, when I was playing, you got it wasn't reel to reel, Mark, but it was close.
I lived through reel to reel.
Okay,
Matt.
But you got there on Saturday morning, and you sat down. The whole team's in there watching the tape, the one game, and you're going through it.
Now, when the smaller schools, the kids run both sides of the ball, so they wouldn't make any difference, the offensive players and defensive players, because they were both sides of the ball. Now you have specific, and the defensive guys don't want to be watching the offensive stuff.
No.
Yeah.
And the offensive guys don't want to be watching the defense stuff. Now it's all, like Johnny said, huddle. Yeah. They got it all schematic out.
Yeah.
And if you're the offensive coach, I'm getting all my offense and what we're going to do against their defense, and I'm seeing nothing but their that has helped the game so much.
Yeah.
It has.
Yeah.
So now, Jackson Smollett tonight, 3 touchdown passes. We mentioned that in the post-game statistics. And Hank Brown caught his first touchdown pass tonight. How about
nice
that?
Catch. Nice run down.
For Hank. Trey Wilson, a 31-yard catch, and that was a laser that Jackson. Was he throwing the ball hard at times? Did you think?
He was.
It was just us up here.
He had to fit it into a tight window there because Trey sat behind the linebacker but in front of the safety, and that window was tight, and he did throw a bullet. But in Trey, to avoid the tackle, because he not only got to keep your eye on the ball and make that catch, but know that you're going to get hit, and him to be able to make that move and get upfield was a nice run after the catch.
And, of course, Bo Gamble with the other touchdown, actually the first one for Dowling from 8 yards out. Rashad Davis, a 59-yard run. Was that something? You had a bird's eye view for that. Stop, start. He just accelerates when he stops on a dime. It's just amazing what Rashad can do.
I was sitting next to Doc Zachary, and we both were just amazed by his talent to be able to stop and move, not only side to side, but stop his speeds and keep and accelerate like that, and it's just so quick.
That certainly is. And Jalen Thompson, a 4-yard run, not a reception for the tight end, but a little tight end sweep. What'd you call that, Johnny?
It's jet play.
Jet sweep.
Jet sweep. Yep.
There you go. So Jalen got his first
I told him he needs to work on his interview skills a little bit. I told him before the air. I said, "You guys got to talk more. Just give me one-word answers."
I talk to him about every day in the hallway. And, he talks. He plays faster than he talks.
When you have that thing in front of him, Matt, maybe practice with a microphone.
Yeah, I know it. He's an intelligent kid, and he does very well in the classroom. And But it's Jalen.
I remember when Blake Clark, it was Urbandale, and he threw a pass, and I go, "What a great back shoulder throw!"
Uh-huh.
And he goes, "Oh, that was a duck. It was one of my worst throws." And I said, "Blake, we're on radio. No one knows.
Right.
Paint a picture."
And the receiver made a nice play. I kind of remember that. Yeah, I do. All right. Well, Dowling with the win tonight as the Maroons advance to the playoffs. 43-7, the final over Waukee. The parking lot starting to get cleared out here at Valley Stadium, and we want to thank Brad Rose and all the folks at Valley as Maroons have their home regular season games played here. But on the playoffs, Maroons will be at Williams Stadium, the home of the Grandview University Vikings, and the Des Moines East Scarlets will be there next Friday night. 6:30 pregame, 7 o'clock kickoff. The opponent, well, we'll find out tomorrow morning. Maybe at breakfast with Coach Wilson, as he mentioned, Matt. Some final scores to get on. We didn't have the Johnson score. Johnson defeated Ames 31-9, a final there. And, Matt, I got to ask you, Linn-Mar upset Prairie 22-13.
They were up. The last score I had, Linn-Mar was up on Prairie 20. Yeah,
that'll affect the seeding there.
13. Yeah, it will.
Linn-Mar was a 10 seed, Prairie a 5 seed, so that could
just juggle things around. Johnson's the one that's really made a move in the last few weeks, and they are playing well. Ankeny beat Lincoln 54-6. Linn-Mar, that score is still the same, 22-13 late in the fourth quarter.
Okay. Centennial shut out East 56-0.
Yep.
Valley defeated Roosevelt 48-13 over at Drake Stadium. That was on CISN, as was Urbandale and Waukee Northwest. And you said it was.
That's a final, 20-7.
And that was with Northwest?
Yeah, Northwest over Urbandale. 20-7.
20-7. That was also
a final
on CISN. All right.
Yep.
Well,
was Valley get the 16 seed and Dowling the 1, or is it still you guys?
I don't think Valley will be the 16 seed because with the win tonight, even though it's over Roosevelt, they'll probably bump up ahead of somebody. Someone's going to drop down and they're going to slide up. I don't think it's going to be a Dowling Valley. Wouldn't that be something? We're getting Dowling Valley over at East.
Yeah. Roosevelt was a 24 seed, so I don't think that's going to hurt Valley too much. But it just depends on that last spot. There's so many things that can happen in there, and if it does, whoever the last team that makes it will play Dowling at Williams next Friday. How about that?
Yeah.
How about that? All right. Well, we got to wrap things up. I want to thank you guys once again, Matt, John. Appreciate everything. And on a personal note, as you guys know, my aunt passed away tonight, right before the game. So our thoughts and prayers are with my cousins and my uncle and his family up in Rockwell City, the Stump family. My Aunt Vicky passed away. We'll be going to their funeral later this week. So she's been in bad health here lately. So by the grace of God, our prayers have been answered. She's going to be taken to heaven. And thanks for everybody for tuning in and actually texting in. And I know they kind of knew that. So we appreciate everybody's thoughts. And John, I appreciate working around our schedule at work. It's been a tough road, but she's a great lady, farm woman, and lived out in the farm for years, and that's where she wanted to pass away, and she did. God love her. The other day when they brought her from Lake City there. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
So
that's
I was up there last night. It was a long night, but we were up there to see her while she was still here, and she passed away right before game time. So our thoughts and prayers with my aunt and uncle's family, the Stumps up there in the Pocahontas and Rockwell City area. So, gentlemen, thank you. Johnny, thanks for all the interviews. Getting Coach Hagan on, that was awesome.
Yeah.
He's
getting emotional.
He is, and Rod has the softest heart, and he truly has a passion for coaching and the kids and the relationship he's developed, and it's got to be emotional time seeing. I can't believe Carson's graduating.
I can't believe.
And his youngest one, you just coached in 8th grade. He'll
he's
be a
in 8th
freshman
grade.
next year.
Yeah, and
so.
and John Henry's a freshman. It's just time goes by too quick.
As it does. And our thanks, finally. Don't forget to take him home. He's right behind me. Finally, our thanks to John Sarcone. Tremendous interview with him. And John, you and I have got to know John for quite a while, working in Polk County, and appreciate having him on. Dowling alum.
Yeah, he's great.
He's here for a lot of the games, although his wife and his sister-in-law Mr. Refreeze's wife, Stephanie Sarcone, we're at a movie tonight. So, I mean, that's all right. You want to hang out with Mr. O'Meara and Mr. McElhaun, that's fine. But thanks to John Sarcone.
Yeah, he's
Congratulations
tremendous.
to him.
Yeah. Tremendous.
They named the Justice Center after him.
Yeah.
And we walk in there, the John Sarcone Justice Center, and I'll tell you what, that's a class act
that's
right
fantastic.
there. Yep. And our thanks to Ted Power, Dowling historian. He's given himself a label, so you can tell Kathy Power, or Kathy Kirby, as I knew her growing up. We had her husband on. He's a historian now. He named himself the Dowling historian of football, and that's going to be a journey we're going to keep.
Yeah, that's something else. He was talking so soft, I couldn't hear the interview, so I have to go back and watch it. I may get him when he comes in the building next time and give me the rundown. What was the game he was missing?
He didn't tell me, but I've got the handout, so it's got to be the one.
I've been going
Kathy.
through that, and that I spent an hour and a half today. I could have been doing other things, but
isn't that something? What
you
he
just
did?
get caught up in the history. It's just
it's amazing.
Ted Power is phenomenal. He's not a Dowling grad. My classmate Kathy met him.
He married into it.
Yeah, and he's got two brother-in-laws that are priests.
Okay.
So he's got that going.
Yeah, he's got that going.
But they were down in Tennessee, and then his company, his newspaper got bought, and then they relocated back to Des Moines, thank goodness, and sent their kids to St. Teresa's and Dowling. And here we are. Ted decided during COVID to write, kind of a story about Dowling football, and it's not done yet. So he needs your input. And if you're listening tonight, folks, it's TP Design, that's the email, tpdesign57@yahoo.com. That'll get it to Ted Power. So with that, we'll wrap this up. Gentlemen, we'll see you on the east side of Des Moines next Friday. That means it's playoff football.
Amazing. It's already here.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
That'll wrap up our broadcast. Thanks to Jeff Pingett, our studio producer, and for John Chido and for Matt Mainry. This is Mark Amadale. Remind everyone, the Dowling Pancake Breakfast this Sunday, 7:30 until noon at the State Fairgrounds, the Varied Industries Building. Come on, come one, come all. A lot of things going on, a lot of goods being sold. Dowling Bookstore is open, and there might be a special pancake flipper or two there, and we'll see how that goes. So, but we want to thank everybody. Thanks to all the folks that we're keeping our family in our prayers as we make our way to the Rockwell City area for my aunt's funeral. Thank you very much for your condolences. Until then, until next Friday night, this is Mark Amadale for Matt Mainry and John Chido saying goodnight and so long from Valley Stadium in West Des Moines. Final score for the final time. Dowling Catholic with the win tonight over the Waukee Warriors. Congratulations to Tom Wilson. 43-7 the final. Dowling over Waukee, and we'll talk to you next Friday night. Until then, have a blessed and safe weekend.
Coverage of Dowling Catholic Sports is underwritten by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, Dental Associates, Mercy One, the Catholic Tuition Organization, Skeffington's Formalware, and Bosun the Florist. Please support the businesses that underwrite Iowa Catholic Radio. The proceeding has been a Dowling Catholic Sports presentation on Iowa Catholic Radio.